Now, look at Ricky. Don't act like you know it. All the years I did, you ain't wrote it. Don't be speaking on me if you owe it. I kicked in the traffic and hold it. I put it on my grandmother. I was gone, but I'm back in it. I ain't cool, I just act happy. Me and Drake got the backpack. Say they got a family on who. They say they got prices on who head. 32 shots in the Glock 17 and to the B-32 dead.
At the number 14. So if you are a fan of a team in college football, check out right now how many blue chip commitments you have. If you have 12, 11, if you're in double digits, and here we are, late September, you're tracking well to be where you need to be come February of next year. If you have a class that falls a little bit short, how low can that class be? The worst class of any playoff participant, the worst individual class in 1 year, was Michigan State made the playoff. They had a recruiting class ranked 20th 1 year. And that's it. That's as bad as you can be. You can't have a single individual recruiting class ranked lower than 20th. You have to be consistently good every year, and the average needs to be about number 10. Number 10 overall. That's where you need to be, right? That's where you need to be. The other thing I want to share with you, offensively and defensively, on the offensive side of the ball and the defensive side of the ball. I went and I looked at the last 6 national champions. Georgia last year, Alabama in 2020, LSU in 2019, Clemson in 2018, Alabama in 2017, and Clemson again in 2016. Offensively and defensively, where do you need to be? Okay, well, the average national champion, okay, the last 6 national champions, the average ranking of the offense was number 13 nationwide. The average ranking of the defense was number 17 nationwide. The average numbers to share with you, and this is nice and neat and round and whole, and you can take this and you can know this, and you can know where your team is, how far your team is away from hoisting that trophy, hoisting the crystal ball. The average numbers that the offense produces that wins national champions, the average offense produces 504 yards a game. The average defense allows 299 yards per game. So roughly, my friends, ladies and gentlemen, you got to have an offense that can put 500 yards on the board, and you got to have a defense that can hold people right around or below 300 yards per game on the board. That is exactly where you have to be. So now you know where you got to be recruiting-wise. Now you know where you have to be offensively. You know where you have to be defensively. And you know all of the above to put together a story as to what it will take to get your team to claim the crown. There you go, my friends. 855-2124-CBS. Jeff from Albuquerque is up next. Hey, Jeff, thanks for the call. You're on CBS Sports Radio.
Hey, what's going on, bud? How you doing, man?
Good, man. Good to talk to you.
Hey, yeah, I just wanted to shoot a hole in your what makes an elite quarterback, a little different perspective.
Sure.
If you look at Jared Goff, second year, won division, third year went to Super Bowl. Granted, they lost.
Mm-hmm.
Jimmy Garoppolo traded to Frisco. I believe it was his second year, made it to the Super Bowl,
right.
Lost. But, yeah, both of those are deemed kind of low ceiling quarterbacks that are now being dumped or look to be shot or already was dumped in Goff's case. Garoppolo obviously was trying to get shopped around this year. So interested in your comment. Thanks.
Yeah, no problem. Well, first of all, I think Garoppolo is a hell of a quarterback. And I think San Francisco just became a Super Bowl contender again because he's now the starting quarterback. Folks, there isn't a team in the NFL that made a more bonehead decision than the San Francisco 49ers trading not 1, not 2, but 3 first-round picks to get an unproven player from the...
We interrupt our regular programming for this special live sports presentation.
This is Sports Radio 96.7, and this is high school football at its very best.
It is blocked, and it is Archer picks it up. He's heading for the end zone. Will he get it? What is a championship? Forget it, Andre Coleman takes takes it into the end zone.
Myers back to pass. Pump fake. Looks. Throws. Long near side. Get a man open. McCoy caught it. Good by 1 yard. The Pharaoh Steelers are your 2019 state champions.
It's the game that separates the men from the boys, and it's happening right now.
Tonight on Sports Radio 96.7, we feature a Shenango Valley showdown as the Pharaoh Steelers host the Hickory Hornets.
Our 2022-23 high school sports broadcasts are being brought to you by Medicine Shop Pharmacy of Hermitage, carrying beyond prescriptions. O'Neill's Coffee, great taste delivered since 1951. Bill McCandless Ford in Mercer and Meadville. The Reinhardt's Agency, it's not the insurance they sell, it's the service that makes them better. Cash Dollar and Associates, where they have the client and only the client in mind. Lock, Stock, and Barrel, serving giant subs since 1973. Shell Restoration, the area's #1 roofing, siding, windows, and gutter installer. Warner's Homes and Improvements, making dreams come true since 1958. St. Paul's and the Ridgewood at the Shenango Valley, a senior living community. Grove City Area Federal Credit Union, banking but better. Attorney Bill Motor. Mercer County State Bank, community-minded since 1911. Mancino's Driving School, where safe drivers start. Herman's Water, when taste matters. Penn Ohio Roofing and Siding. Buell Regional Health Foundation, promoting a healthy community. Vay's Pub and Grill. Make it special, make it Vay's. English Auto in Grove City, specializing in southern vehicles from $5,000 to $15,000. Community Counseling Center of Mercer County, helping individuals and families live healthy and fulfilling lives. And Flynn's Tires and Auto Service. Flynn's will get you in today. Please thank this great group of sponsors for supporting all of our high school sports broadcasts all season. Now, it's time to go to the field with our Countdown to Kickoff show with our game announcers,
Mark Slazak and Bob Greenberg.
And good evening, friends. Good evening, fans, and welcome to Countdown to Kickoff here on Sports Radio 96.7, sportsradio967.com, and on our iHeart and other station apps as well. It's Palikas Stadium, it's Falcone Field, it's the Pegese Sports Complex here at Farrell High School, and tonight it's the Region 3 battle between Farrell and Hickory. Farrell Steelers are coached by Amp Pegese in year 4. They're 3-1 overall, 2-0 in region play. Hickory Hornets led by Bill Dungey in year 4 as well. They are 2-2. They are 0-2 in region play. And time now to bring in broadcast partner Bob Greenberg. How you doing, Bob?
I'm doing wonderful. Mark Slazak here on this Saturday night at this Taj Mahal of high school football stadiums here in the Valley, as backyard rivals Farrell and Hickory will play for the first time since 2013. Only the 13th time ever. Hard to believe they're neighbors, but they're playing here tonight. It's a league game, lots at stake. It should be a big crowd. It should be a fun night.
It's senior night here at Farrell. Festivities have been ongoing since about 6 o'clock, and they will continue throughout the night. It's Farrell and it's Hickory, and it's right here on your home for high school football. Stay with us on Sports Radio 96.7.
Inspired by the Hawaiian coconut tree, Niu. Niu at select grocery stores, restaurants, or at niubytalls.com.
It's always summer with Niu.
Get your hopes and dreams back on track with help from your friends at Grove City Area Federal Credit Union. Grove City Area Federal Credit Union can help with affordable financial solutions and lower monthly payments. Check out the new low rates on home equity loans, new and used auto loans, Visa credit cards, and personal loans. Apply online at gcafcu.org or call 724-458-7520 to schedule an appointment. NCUA and Equal Housing Lender.
Hello, Shell Restoration. May I help you? Hello?
Oh, I was waiting for the beep, or the part that tells me what button to press.
Nope, I'm a real person.
Great. I've been leaving messages all day to try and compare prices on my roof.
Well, we can have one of our project managers call you to set up an appointment within an hour and be at your house for an estimate within 24 hours.
Wow, that's service.
Well, that's what we specialize in.
Shell Restoration, the area's #1 roofing, siding, windows, and gutter installer. Call today for a free estimate, 800-663-8103, or look for @Shell Restoration on Facebook.
English Auto in Grove City specializes in Southern vehicles from $5,000 to $15,000. New PA inspections and warranties. BobEnglishAuto.com or call 724-458-5100.
It doesn't take a degree in finance to see the cost of college continues to rise. Generally, the majority of families rely on a combination of scholarships, grants, financial aid, part-time jobs, and parent-grandparent support to help pay the costs. If your child is approaching college age, a good first step is estimating the potential cost. Call Dave Cashdollar or Tim Cashdollar to help you decide which strategy can work for you at 724-458-5233 or stop in at 115 Erie Street, Grove City, PA 16127. Registered representative offering securities through Cetera Financial Networks, LLC, member FINRA SIPC. Dave Cashdollar also offers advisory services through Cetera Advisor Networks, LLC, a registered investment advisor. Cashdollar & Associates, LLC, is not a subsidiary nor controlled by Cetera Advisor Networks.
This past winter, your roof may have found itself under siege from damaging ice, snow, harsh winds, and frozen tree branches all pounding it. Now, the snow is gone, and time to assess whether or not your roof is in need of repair or replacement.
Since 1958, Warner Homes and Improvements in Mercer have made dreams come true with quality remodeling services, superior customer care, and direct from the manufacturer price savings. For a quality roofing job done quickly and professionally, with expert craftsmanship and top materials, you'll be glad you chose Warner Homes and Improvements. Call Warner Homes and Improvements in Mercer today. Quality you can trust. Warner Homes and Improvements have over 50 years of experience working with all types of roofs and is Owens Corning preferred contractor. Warner's has a 50-year roof warranty, the best of its kind in the business. You can depend on Warner's Homes and Improvements to give you a great quality product. Warner Home and Improvements, South Erie Street, Mercer. Online at warnerconstruction.com.
Countdown to Kickoff is brought to you by the Medicine Shop Pharmacy of Hermitage, caring beyond prescription.
We are back here at Farrell High School, senior night at Farrell, and it's Farrell and Hickory, our matchup tonight in Region 3 action. And the Farrell Steelers are off to a great start in the region, a great start to their season as well. Farrell Steelers had a 50-20 win over Northeast in their opener, an exciting loss as we opened this complex against Ursuline back on September 3. They lost it 40-38. Actually scored the touchdown that won it, but it was called back by penalty, so had their chances in that one. And they've come back with two 46-point performances in their last two games in wins over Grove City and Greenville.
It's pretty amazing, and I think we're actually going to
pause
pause
here
for the national anthem.
Yes.
That's amazing.
Farrell High School band with our national anthem. We were talking about the Farrell Steelers. We get set for this season, as we said, 3-1 at this point, and 2-0 in league play.
Yeah, a couple things before we get into the details. The thing that's interesting about this game, Mark, Farrell Hickory. This is the first time they will have played since 2013, and it's, I think, worth starting out the broadcast with the connections between the two programs, which is very unusual to say the least. Let's start with Hickory coach Bill Dungey, former Farrell outstanding football and basketball player. The first time he told me that he will be on the visiting sidelines, visiting locker room, visiting everything, as he used to play here at Farrell, and that is unique to start. And then you have the player-coaches connections. Brandon Chambers, the star player for Farrell, his father is a coach for Hickory. by the same name. So you have Brandon Chambers, who coaches JVs, receivers, and cornerbacks. His son plays for Farrell. And I asked the father about that dynamic this week at home, and he said the son did a lot of trash talking. I didn't do much at all. So keep your mind on that one. And then last but not least is Hickory starting running back and linebacker Sean Kennedy. His father and uncle were two of the all-time greats in this program. Stan and Jason Kennedy, they played at Farrell, 2 state championships. So Sean, whose father and uncle played for Farrell, now starts for Hickory.
So some great connections between Farrell and Hickory, and as you mentioned, they've not had a lot of matchups, only the 13th time in history they've played each other. Yeah, and that's what's unique. Farrell had always been in the WPIL for a long time, and then they joined District 10, and Hickory's always been a 3A team. Farrell's always been a 1A team. Farrell gets moved up this cycle to 2A, and lo and behold, the magic of this region was put together, and Hickory and Farrell are in the same league now. No doubt. So the Farrell Steelers off to a great start. Cabron Smith has led the way at quarterback, completing nearly 71% of his passes. Yeah, he has been really talking about a star that is shining this year. Last year he rotated at quarterback here for Farrell, but this year he is QB1 and then some, having a sensational season. 10 touchdown passes, 792 yards passing in 4 games, averaging almost 200 yards a game through the air. He's also able to run the ball when needed. He's rushed for a touchdown. Just a very smart kid, very very good grades. He's a kid that knows the offense, a real leader. I can't imagine you're going to find a better quarterback for this system than Cabron Smith. Yeah, 52 of 74 on the season. And when you got great passing numbers, you're going to have some great pass catchers. And none better so far this year than Kylon Wilson, 21 catches, 378 yards, and 4 touchdowns. Yeah, he's been really a superstar, and you knew he was going to have a breakout senior year. We've known all about Kylon Wilson getting all kinds of college looks, and he can score on the ground. He has 5 touchdowns there. He's also caught 4 touchdowns. He's also a dynamic return guy. And you got to be concerned about all of that. He's returned a fumble for a touchdown. He's returned a kick for a touchdown. He's just a dynamic player. Farrell's going to do whatever they can, Mark, to get the ball into his hands as much as possible. Lamont Samuels, Danny Odom, a couple other receivers combining for 20 catches. Brandon Chambers, you mentioned him a little bit earlier. He leads the way, rushing 325 yards on the season for Farrell. And there's no question you feel like as this season goes on and the weather gets colder, they're going to need to run the ball more and more. And when they do that, Brandon Chambers is not a guy that you could be ashamed about. He's a big-time player, a great lineage, as we've talked about, and he has scored a bunch of different ways. 2 kick returns. He's also had an interception return. He's also scored 4 touchdowns on the ground. He's caught a touchdown. He's another dynamic player. Defensively, Marion Norris and Malachi Owens have led the way. Norris, the leading tackler, with 49 on the year. Owens leading the way with 7 tackles for loss and 4 sacks. And the guys up front, along with Keon Wade, are very, very dynamic. Wade and Owens will be the key tonight for Hickory. They're going to try to be all into the quarterback's face. Can they give quarterback Logan Woods time to throw the ball? Hickory Hornets averaging 27 a game on offense, giving up about 15 on the defensive side. Won their first 2 games against Harbor Creek and Franklin. They got into league play, and they've lost games to Sharon and Wilmington. Had a big lead against Wilmington, lost the lead, got it back, and then lost in the final seconds on a 2-point conversion last week, 22-21. Yeah, talking about a long week for Hickory. They lose to Wilmington in incredible fashion. And then they have to wait until the following Saturday night to play. So not even in a quick week. They have a long week, and then they have to prepare for Farrell. This has been, no question, a challenging week for Bill Dungey. His staff's a great coaching staff. They're going to need to do everything they can to try to get this team prepared and focused for tonight's game. You mentioned those big ends for Farrell, and why does it matter? Well, Hickory pretty much throws the ball twice as much as they run the ball. 223 yards passing, 100 yards rushing per game on average. So this is a team that wants to put it up behind veteran quarterback Logan Woods. Last week they ran the ball more effectively with Sean Kennedy, and Hickory has some outstanding skill players as well, led by Keenan Scullin, Luke Neville as well. These guys are dynamic. Nash Parada as well. So Hickory has some speed, they have some skill. Farrell has to respect that. I'm sure Hickory's going to try to take some shots down the field here today. And when we look at the defensive side, Sean Kennedy, the linebacker, with 32 tackles, one of the top one with 2 sacks as well. Damar Charwick with 4 sacks, but missing Ty Holland, their leading tackler and leading sacker right this point.
And the defense, I talked to Matt Schneider, the defensive coordinator. He knows he has his hands full tonight, but he said everybody talks about Kylon Wilson, and rightfully so. He is so good, but Cabron Smith is a guy that has jumped into another stratosphere. We have to find a way to slow him down.
All right, we'll take a break. We come back. We'll hear from the coaches, Bill Dungey of Hickory and Pegues of Farrell. Stay tuned. Countdown to Kickoff continues right here on your home for football on the high school level. It is Sports Radio 96.7.
Move to a senior living community where you can receive help with daily living.
Welcome back. Countdown to kickoff. Farrell, Hickory. All right, 3, 2, 1. Welcome back. Countdown to kickoff. Farrell. All right, 3, 2, 1. Welcome back. Countdown to kickoff. Farrell, Hickory tonight here on this Saturday. We're being joined by head coach Pegues of the Farrell Steelers. And coach, back to the Pegues Sports Complex, taking on the Hickory Hornets. Should be a great crowd tonight. Just a couple of your thoughts.
It's just good to be back home. You know what I mean? This is our second game here, and going up against Coach Billy. He's going to have his kids well prepared. Very familiar with Coach Billy, and just excited to have a football game tonight.
A lot of connections between the two programs. You mentioned Coach Bill Dungey, also Sean Kennedy, among others. There's other connections as well.
Yeah, for sure. You got Brandon Chambers. His dad's the coach there. He's starting running back for us. And Sean, I played with his dad in high school. It's a lot of Farrell connection there, and it's going to add to the excitement of the game, and just looking forward to it.
How does the Chambers dynamic work? I mean, the father coaches for Hickory, the son plays for Farrell. There can't be much discussion about the game during the week, is there?
That thing I don't know. I know the dad lives in Farrell, so you know what I mean. That's one of the things there. But I just talked to him a couple of minutes ago, and he said a couple words to his son here and there, which is cool. You know what I mean. So just an exciting thing to happen.
Just evaluate your team right now. How do you feel you guys are sitting?
I feel we're right at the point where we're about to start peaking. You know what I mean. We're going to start climbing. We're getting better each week. A couple games early, I think we started off slow. After that Ursuline game, coming out of Ursuline game, I felt like we played with a lot of energy because we were home, that sort of thing. And then a couple games we started off slow, but these last 2 games, I feel like we're getting better and better. And that's where you want to be. Midway through the year, you want to be getting better as the season going on. So I think we're really starting to play Farrell football, and I'm looking forward to the season.
Talking about getting better, Cabron Smith seems like he's really playing at a high level.
Yes, he's really settled in. He's a great leader. Very, very smart kid. He has really great grades, and it really shows on the field. And he has some athleticism, some really good athleticism. He begs me to play defense. I'm like, I don't think I'm going to do that. But, you know what I mean? He's really playing really well, and he's taking control of the offense.
Kylon Wilson getting more touches from the running back position, or at least getting running plays. Is that just part of the offense right now?
Yeah, for sure. How dynamic he is, you got to find a way to get him touches. If it's at the running back, receiver, might see him at quarterback a little bit. He really thinks he's a quarterback himself, but you'll see him play that position a little bit as well. But a kid like that, you got to get him touches. You can't hide it. It's not a secret, you know what I mean, what we're going to do. And like I say, he's getting some touches at running back. He's going to be all over the field, and we're going to take advantage of it.
You're facing a Hickory team that's coming off a brutal loss last week. You know they're going to have a chip on their shoulder.
Oh, for sure. Just with Coach Bill and the way they lost that game, and they felt like they let one get away. And and they're going to come in here and try to ruin senior night. You know what I mean? And we know Coach Bill's going to have these kids prepared. That's one thing about him. He's going to have them prepared and ready to play, and we're definitely up for the challenge. You know what I mean? It's very exciting for us, and we just can't wait to get going.
A couple keys tonight for Farrell to win.
I'll just take care of the ball. If we don't turn the ball over and we tackle in space and we do what we do well, I think we'll be fine.
You mentioned senior night. Just a thought about this senior class.
This was my first group. When I took over as head coach, they were freshmen, and very special group, one of our bigger groups here, and a lot of great kids, a lot of great talent in that group, and just some great young men in that group. Not just football players, but just citizens. You know, they're really good kids, and I love them to death, and it's going to be a little emotional night for them, but it's their night.
Coach, best of luck.
Thanks, Bob.
All right, Coach Geese, head coach of the Farrell Steelers. We'll come back. More countdown to kickoff. Farrell, Hickory tonight, Saturday night, right here on Sports Radio 96.7. All right, 3, 2, 1.
The pace of business is faster than ever. That's why when you need a business loan, you want a bank that can act fast. Not only do you get great rates and fast answers, you get the financial advice you need to keep your business growing. It's a better way to borrow. Stop by and let's talk. Mercer County State Bank. Community-minded just like you. Member FDIC. Visit us online at mcsbank.com.
Enables you to specify who you want to inherit your property and other assets. Healthcare documents spell out your wishes for healthcare if you become unable to make medical decisions for yourself. Naming a beneficiary for bank or retirement accounts make these payable upon death. Have you recently accessed your life insurance coverage? Call Dave Cash Dollar or Tim Cash Dollar to review your estate needs at 724-458-5233 or stop in at 115 Erie Street, Grove City, 16127. Estate planning can involve a complex web of tax rules and regulations. Please consult an estate planning attorney prior to making any financial decisions. Registered representatives offering securities through Cetera Advisor Networks, LLC. Member FINRA SIPC. Dave Cash Dollar also offers advisory services through Cetera Advisor Networks, LLC, a registered investment advisor. Cash Dollar and Associates, LLC is not a subsidiary nor controlled by Cetera Advisor Networks.
If you're thinking about a move to a senior living community where you can receive help with daily living, consider the Heritage or the Ridgewood at St. Paul's in Greenville, Pennsylvania. The Heritage and the Ridgewood are personal care residences offering private apartments with as much assistance as you need, plus services like meals, housekeeping, transportation, and social and spiritual programs. Call today for more information. 724-588-7610. St. Paul's provides equal housing opportunities.
Countdown to kickoff is brought to you by the Medicine Shop Pharmacy of Hermitage. Caring beyond prescriptions.
Welcome back. Countdown to kickoff. Hickory Farrell tonight. We're being joined by head coach Bill Dungey, the Hickory Hornets. And Coach, first off, back to your old stomping grounds. Got to be an emotional night for you.
It is. I mean, I was talking to Coach Amp. I did not come to the Ursuline game on purpose. I wanted my first time seeing this beautiful turf and the new scoreboard and everything when we were playing here. So it is emotional. It's an emotional week. First time ever being on the visitor side, visitor sideline, visitor locker room. But it's just like I tell the kids, you gotta embrace the emotions, but play with emotion or coach with emotion. Don't let the emotions play you. So yeah, it's very emotional.
A long time coming for these two programs to play each other.
Yeah, I mean, it's like all these rivalries here. 10 minutes down the road, you get here and play. I think it's been since 2013 we played when I was on the other sidelines. But it's exciting, man. You get here to see a lot of familiar faces, a lot of kids that were water boys when I was coaching. Now they're key players. But yeah, it's it's so great to have this rivalry back.
And of course, the connections between the programs, more than just you, Sean Kennedy and Brandon Chambers, the coach on your staff. How does that all work out during the week?
Yeah, it was different. Coach Chambers with his son at home, and it's like, they're battling every day when they wake up about what's going on. But that's what makes it great. Local rivalries, Sean Kennedy, you know, of course, his dad and his uncle, the legacy they left here at Farrell, to be on the other side, it's just awesome. It really is.
You mentioned it's been a long week. I assume a long week because of how last week's game ended.
Yeah, a long week because we had an extra day, a long week because it's as you said, to lose like we did at Wilmington in a game we controlled the whole way. But then it's a long week because you're preparing for a very talented team in Farrell. So, I mean, not a lot of good nights of sleep this week. So,
what was the key to try to wipe that loss off and get you focused on tonight's game?
It's really, as I said, it's because you got Farrell coming up. You don't have time to even think about it. In this region, you can't be down about a loss. It's on to the next week and try to win the next one. So that's really been our focus.
What's been the positives that you take out of last week's game?
The positive, we were able to run the ball effectively. That's something we got to get better at. We stopped the run pretty well for three quarters, and that's something that's going to be a big role for us today if we want to have success.
As you look at this Farrell team, what poison do you pick to try to stop?
Hey, it starts with number 4, man. Kylan Wilson. Had the pleasure of playing high school with his dad, so I know their lineage with him. I mean, he's really good, Bob. I was telling the coaches, he's probably, in the last 7 years, I don't think I've seen anybody better on film as far as offense, defense, and special teams. But it starts with trying to bottle him up, and I think if we're able to do that, at least slow him down. You're not going to shut him down, slow him down. That can be a long way for having success.
I know you've dreamt about the what would take to win here tonight. What's going to take?
3 things I told them all week. Number 1, we got to win the turnover battle. That's been our Achilles heel so far this season. When we don't turn the ball over, we win. When we turn the ball over, we lose. It's very simple. That's number 1. Number 2 is missed tackles. We can't miss a lot of tackles, and it's easier said than done when you're talking about Chambers and Kylan and Lamont Samuels, all these guys that they can make you miss. We got to tackle, and then we got to force some missed tackles on our end. And then the last one is explosive plays. We got to try to create our explosive plays and limit those. Those are plays for us of 20 yards or more. I think if we can do those 3 things, we can be successful.
Coach, best of luck.
Thanks, Bob.
Bill Dungey, head coach of the Hickory Hornets, will come back. Penn Ohio Roofing and Siding, starting lineups and the kickoff. It is Hickory and Farrell tonight right here on Sports Radio 96.7.
Need to expand or remodel your building? Increase your inventory or have access to working capital? Let our experienced business loan team help you grow your business. We specialize in business loans. Mercer County State Bank, community-minded just like you. Member FDIC. Visit us online at mcsbank.com.
Get your hopes and dreams back on track with help from your friends at Grove City Area Federal Credit Union. Grove City Area Federal Credit Union can help with affordable financial solutions and lower monthly payments. Check out the new low rates on home equity loans, new and used auto loans, Visa credit cards, and personal loans. Apply online at gcafcu.org or call 724-458-7520 to schedule an appointment. NCUA and Equal Housing Lender.
Paradise and 3 tropical flavors inspired by the Hawaiian coconut tree Niu. Niu at select grocery stores, restaurants, or at niubytalls.com.
It's always summer with Niu.
From the Penn Ohio Roofing and Siding Studios, online at pennohiorc.com. Sports Radio 96.7 WLLF, Mercer, Hermitage, a Cumulus station.
The first quarter is brought to you by the Reinhardt's Agency. It's not the insurance they sell, it's the service that makes them better.
And we are back here at Farrell. Mark Slazak along with Bob Greenberg. Aaron Byro is back at the studio. We're also streaming on the Farrell Area School District YouTube page. Justin Lewis and the crew again allowing us to jump on there. So we appreciate that from the guys, and always well done with the video work here when we work with Farrell. So it'll be a fun night, so join us here on the radio or on the YouTube as well. We're here for both.
And it's really not a great night for college football. So, I mean, it's a perfect game to put on your TV at home, and we see a bunch of people are. So we hope it's a good one, and we're glad you have tuned in. And the teams are on the field getting ready for the official coin toss.
Are you saying that because Pitt already played today, it's not great for college football? Is that how you work?
I'm glad Pitt played earlier today. So it was actually a nice win. It wasn't a great win, but it's a win is a win is a win.
So they keep beating up on those teams you never heard of. I didn't even know Rhode Island, I mean, that was such a small state, I didn't even know they had colleges there.
Steve Furness went to Rhode Island. He was a
I'm just
four-time
kidding,
Super Bowl champion for the Steelers. So don't bash Rhode Island.
Okay, all right. So they've had one player in history. That's good.
Pat Narduzzi went there too.
Yeah, a coach and a player.
Yes.
That's even two. That's good. I think the Pitt history is a little deeper than the Rhode Island history. And yes, I did know they had colleges there. That part was just a joke. Anybody on the other end wondering about that. But captains will be making their way out to the center of the field. Hickory tonight, the visitors, so they wear the white uniforms. They have red numerals outlined in black, Hickory across the chest, a black helmet with red and white striping, and their logo on the side. Farrell Steelers will wear a blue jersey, gold piping, gold numbers. They've got gold pants as well. And Steelers across the front in gold as teams meet.
Let me be the first to say right now, Mark, and I'm sure you will agree that I prefer these Hickory uniforms much better than the other ones that are impossible to read.
Nope, these ones are good.
Yeah, these are good. So I'll be the first to admit that.
The black with the red numbers are the biggest challenge.
Tonight's white hat is Joe Lombardi. The referee, Hickory, has won the toss. They have deferred. So we would expect Farrell will take the ball, and they will. Penn Ohio Roofing and Siding, starting lineups, Penn Ohio Roofing and Siding, roofing, siding, windows, and more. Find out more at PennOhioRC.com. Farrell's offense looks like this. The center is big Brian Phillips. The guards are Marcel Cheeks and Malachi Green. The tackles, Anthony Jackson, Malachi Shepard. They go 300, 280, 310, 320, 245 across the front. Wide receivers are Kylon Wilson, the senior, Julius Phillips, the sophomore, Danny Odom, the freshman. Also Lamont Samuels, the senior. The running back, the junior, Brandon Chambers. The quarterback, the junior, Cabron Smith.
Defensively for Hickory up front, Peyton Lawrence, Yuri Figueroa, and Gavin Rogers. Zach Lanchak, Damar Charwick, and Sean Kennedy, the linebackers. And 5 in the defensive backfield in Xander Telez, Keenan Scullin, Timmy Krivosh, Nash Parada, and Luke Neville.
So Hickory wins the toss. And interesting decision here, because my first thought is you're going to put Farrell's offense on the field first. But I'm sure Bill Dungey's thinking, you know what, we're trying to get a spark here. And if we can get them to punt or turn it over or something like that on our initial drive, that could bode well. Plus, Hickory knows they have that opening kickoff of the second half in their back pocket.
Chambers, Wilson, and Samuels will be the 3 deep returners for Farrell. All dangerous in their own rights. Hickory will kick off with Lucas Jones, the junior, at 5'11", 192. And we are just moments away from this getting started on a nice fall night here in Farrell. Officials give the ready signal, so we are ready to go. Hickory and Farrell. And the Jones kick is a short pop-up kick grabbed at the 41-yard line and quickly brought down at about that 40 was Danny Odom, who caught it, spun back a couple of yards and then back up. So by design, Hickory not kicking deep to the trio of returners, and Odom there to make the play, setting up Farrell 1st and 10 at their own 40-yard line.
Yeah, Farrell getting deep kicks will be as rare as Aaron Judge getting strikes thrown to him.
At this point.
Yes.
Sitting on 60 home runs and no team wanting to give up number 61.
No.
He did not get it today. Went 0 for 3. Receivers wide to each side. And Cabron Smith, a couple of sidecars in the set. And we'll hand off, and that's Chambers working his way up the middle. Chambers pushes the pile out to the 45-yard line.
A couple features here in case you did not join us on our opening broadcast here against Ursuline. Farrell has the play clocks now in both end zones and also a digital down clock, which is also really cool to see.
Ajmir Gibson opens in the backfield as well. Another give to Chambers, working left side, and Chambers will be near the first down marker. Brought down about a yard short as they'll knock him down at about the 49-yard line.
Farrell going right at it. Power football right now.
On 3rd and 1, now Wilson will go out to the right. To the near side is Samuels. Smith under center for a moment, then we'll back out. And it looks like Hickory may have jumped. We got flags going in both directions. The official says offside. And that'll be first down via penalty for Farrell.
Yeah, those are little things that Bill Dungey was hoping to avoid here tonight. And that will give Farrell a first down. The ball moved to the Hickory 46-yard line, 1st and 10.
Jay-Sean Boatwright is in there as an H-back left. Wilson will go out wide right, Samuels near side. Cabron Smith, the quarterback of the shotgun, with Chambers on his right and Gibson on his left. Now first down and 10 from the 46-yard line of Hickory. Cabron Smith takes the snap and drops straight back, looking, loading, going long for Wilson. Leaps and can't get it. A flag will come in late as the Hickory defenders over there. Scullin out there as well as Krivosh. And we'll see what the call is.
Yeah, it looked like it's going to be interference on Hickory. Wilson had position, and Scullin kind of ran into him.
Ball was just a little bit underthrown. So Wilson slowed down, and then when he did, Scullin ran into him. So that's the call, that interference call against Hickory. And that'll move it 15 yards. And with the 15 yards, that'll be enough for a first down.
So back-to-back penalties on Hickory has moved the ball 20 yards down to the Hickory 31-yard line.
10:34, first quarter, no score. Quickly to the line of scrimmage, Farrell is ready. With two backs in the set. Wilson wide left, Samuels left. Shotgun, Smith, hands off, Chambers, and Chambers with the flag behind him will cut across the 30-yard line and down to the 25.
And that's going to be on Farrell, which I'm sure Hickory will accept.
So 3 straight plays with a penalty included. And what the call is not going to be a call against Farrell, but a sideline warning against Hickory right off the bat. As that flag came in, often a play where we would look like a call against the offense. But the sideline warning will allow that play to stand. It'll be a second down for Hickory at about 4.
And Bill Dungey's asking Joe Lombardi about that call. I always feel like we made a mistake on that. Like there's a flag on the play. Well, maybe there should be another indicator for sideline warning instead of a yellow flag.
Receivers are wide to each side. Shotgun for Smith. Takes the snap. Hands to Chambers. Chambers right side, gets near the sticks and then gets pushed back. We'll see where forward progress will put him. It looks like he might be about a half yard short of the first down.
And that was Sean Kennedy, the 5'9", 203-pound junior middle linebacker. Very talented, having a great year with the tackle there. So it'll be 3rd and 1 now for Farrell at the Hickory 22.
Opening drive for Farrell. Making their way down the field.
It's been all Brandon Chambers right now.
Yeah.
And 2 penalties.
Receivers go wide to each side. Tried a long shot for Wilson, and that drew an interference penalty. He's out wide to the right. Samuels to the left. Shotgun for Smith on 3rd down and just about 1 here. Low snap. Picked up off the ground by Chambers. He's going to get the first down. He's going to get more. He's going to get down into the red zone and down near the 10-yard line as he takes the low snap on 1 hop. It was kind of between him and the quarterback Smith and picks up the first down.
I tell you what, Brandon Chambers, like the play he made there, because the ball went down to the ground and he didn't hesitate. He picked it up and ran. Sometimes you maybe defer to the quarterback there, but he did not do that. And it's 1st and 10 now from the Hickory 11.
In the McCandless Ford Mercer and Meadville red zone, you will see Farrell occasionally snap the ball to other players back there, but that did not look like that was the intent on that play. But a first down nonetheless. One back in the set is Chambers. He is to the left of Cabron Smith. On first down, Smith will hand off. Again, Chambers with a cutback at the 10 and plowing forward down to about the 7-yard line.
That was Trawick with the tackle for the Hickory Hornets. The other linebackers having a good year for Hickory. 4 yards there for Chambers. Fair, we're so used to their splash plays, big plays, but right now they're just taking it right down the field here on Hickory.
Yeah, just on a sustained drive. Odom will be a receiver to the right side. To the left side is Samuels, as now Wilson will move into the backfield beside Smith, and they will hand to Kylan Wilson. Wilson outside 10, running for the corner, cut back and into a man, and knocked down hard at about the 8-yard line, and may have lost a yard on the play.
That was Parada and Scullin there with the tackle. Yeah, Wilson could not get to the outside, could not get that block he needed. And where will they mark this?
Looks like at the 8-yard line.
So he will lose a yard.
Yeah. On the first run, other than Chambers, out for Wilson, went for a yard loss on the play.
So third down now and about 7. Hickory can get a first down here. 7:43 to go, first quarter. We have no score.
Odom, Wilson, and Samuels now will be wideouts. And now a shift to put Wilson beside Cabron Smith in a pistol set now, with Chambers as the deep man. And they'll option right side, and Smith going to keep it, and he'll spin down to about the 5-yard line, near the 4. Not enough for the first down. The first down marker sitting at about the 2-yard line, even closer to the 1. And it'll be fourth down here for Farrell and inside the 5-yard line.
Sean Kennedy with another big tackle there. So decision time for Coach Geese. Fourth down and 3 at the Hickory 4-yard line.
Get a first down around the 1 or the touchdown, but going to go for it here on fourth down. Odom and Wilson going wide to the right. Samuels to the left side. H-back on that left side is Gibson, and now Wilson will move back into the set in the backfield beside Chambers and the quarterback Smith. Smith in the shotgun on fourth down from the 4-yard line. They'll take the snap, and they will hand to Wilson. 5-4, turns the corner into the end zone for the touchdown, and Farrell on the board on a 4-yard run by Colin Wilson.
Yeah, big block there by Tajmir Gibson to spring Wilson around the end. So Farrell with a methodical drive takes it 60 yards and to take a 6-0 lead.
Scoring on fourth down are the Steelers. No hesitation to go for it there. And Lamont Samuels will be on to attempt an extra point here at the goal to our left. 10 of 17 on the year, kicking extra points.
Yeah, made 4 last week.
Smith is the holder. Snap is back. Ball is down, the kick is up, and the kick is good. So with 6:31 to go here in our opening quarter, Farrell on top. Farrell 7, Hickory nothing. And back with more in a moment on your home for high school football. This is Sports Radio 96.7.
If you're thinking about a move to a senior living community where you can receive help with daily living, consider the Heritage or the Ridgewood at St. Paul's in Greenville, Pennsylvania. The Heritage and the Ridgewood are personal care residences offering private apartments with as much assistance as you need. Plus, services like meals, housekeeping, transportation, and social and spiritual programs. Call today for more information. 724-588-7610. St. Paul's provides equal housing opportunities.
In 1973, something wonderful happened in Sharpsville. That's when Lock, Stock, and Barrel opened their doors and served their first of now over 3 million giant submarine sandwiches. They still serve 42 whole subs on 15-inch buns. Lock, Stock, and Barrel also offers burgers, specialty sandwiches, wraps, gyros, salads, wings, and even breakfast. Call 724-962-5503. Lock, Stock, and Barrel. Proud sponsors of the sub of the game and play of the game.
The first quarter is brought to you by the Reinhardt's Agency. It's not the insurance they sell, it's the service that makes them better.
Farrell Steelers go 9 plays, 60 yards to start the game. And we'll get a touchdown run of 4 yards by Kylan Wilson. Wilson is 12th touchdown of the year, 6th rushing touchdown. Samuels with a point after, 7-0, the Farrell lead. Jermaine Jackson getting set to kickoff. And it'll bounce and be grabbed on a hop by Hickory. And Hickory will bring it across the 40-yard line, and out to about the 42, where Hickory will start 1st and 10. I'm Mark Slazak along with Bob Greenberg. Aaron Byro back at the studio on the Farrell Area School District YouTube page as well.
We have a Hornet player down.
And with that, we're going to take a brief timeout. Timeout of the action. Back with more in a moment. And our score, Farrell 7, Hickory nothing on your home for high school football. Sports Radio 96.7.
Most people have good intentions about saving for retirement, but few know when they should start and how much they should save. The rewards of starting to save early for retirement far outweigh the cost of waiting. To find out more, please call Dave Cashdollar or Tim Cashdollar at 724-458-5233 or stop by the branch office at 115 Erie Street, Grove City, PA 16127. Registered representatives offering securities through Cetera Advisor Networks, LLC, member FINRA SIPC. Dave Cashdollar also offers advisory services through Cetera Advisor Networks, LLC, a registered investment advisor. Cashdollar and Associates, LLC, is not a subsidiary nor controlled by Cetera Advisor Networks.
English Auto in Grove City specializes in Southern vehicles from $5,000 to $15,000. New PA inspections and warranties. BobEnglishAuto.com or call 724-458-5100.
The first quarter is brought to you by the Reinhardt's Agency. It's not the insurance they sell, it's the service that makes them better.
Parker Hilliard was the injured Hornet. He's up and being assisted gently off the field. Kind of walking almost on his own. He looked at his right leg while he was down and comes off very slowly to the sideline. Hilliard special teams. We'll see him at backup quarterback at times for Hickory as well. So
and actually, it's bad news. He was actually starting at tight end today in front of Ty Holland. So now both the top two tight ends for Hickory are now out.
Three receivers to the near side for the Hornets. Parada is the lone to the left side. Logan Woods is the quarterback. Scullin beside him. Scullin goes in motion to the left. And Woods back to pass, looking, firing in the flat, intended far side for Scullin. There is a flag over there, and the pass incomplete.
So it looks like going to have another flag.
Krivosh, Acree, Neville out there for the Hornets as receivers as well. Hickory on offense, Logan Woods the quarterback, Sean Kennedy the back.
That's going to be holding on Farrell, Mark.
Keenan Scullin the H-back. Parada Neville at wideouts. Krivosh there as well. Lawrence Walls, Ryan Cox, Gavin Rogers, Ethan Hamley out front.
Defense for Farrell. The ends are Wade and Owens. The tackles are Cheeks and Green. The linebackers, Gibson, Thomas, and Norse. Backfield, Phillips, Chambers, Wilson, and Samuels.
Back to pass, Edgewood's on a 1st down and 10 off the penalty. Going to run it up the middle. He'll cross into Farrell territory to the 45-yard line and down to about the 44. On a run of about 5 yards by the quarterback, Logan Wood.
Yeah, it looked like that holding, I think it was on Keenan Scullin. He was going out into the flat area and gives Hickory a 1st down, and now a little 5-yard run. They have the ball down to the Farrell 44-yard line.
Kennedy checks into the lineup for Krivosh. And Hickory will go with 5 wides in the set. Three receivers left, 2 to the right. Kennedy now motions back into the backfield beside Logan Woods in the shotgun on 2nd down and 5. And it's a keeper for Woods. And Woods breaks through when he's down near the 41-yard line, close to the 40. And it'll be a 3rd and short for Hickory.
Yeah, so Logan Woods, a couple carries here early on, averaging about a little over 5 carries per game. He has not really been a major part of the Hickory offense, but it's gotten him a couple positive plays early on, and now it's 3rd and 1 from the Farrell 40.
He's a major part of running or throwing the ball.
Yes.
But not so much running the
running,
ball. Right?
Correct.
2 receivers left, 2 to the right. On 3rd down and about a yard. Neville and Acree are to the right side. Parada and Scullin to the far side. Pistol set will now adjust. It's a shotgun and a hand to Kennedy, and he gets hit in the backfield. He's going to go down for a loss on the play.
Malachi Owens in the backfield there was the first contact.
Yep.
Kennedy had no chance. He will lose about almost 4 on the play. It'll be 4th and 5.
Owens submarining the play. Able to make the play and lose yardage. Hickory will line up now in punt formation.
And Farrell's not buying. They're going to punt here.
Well, Woods still out there, so not necessarily, but they do snap it to Tellez, who is behind Woods, and he will kick it towards the sideline right side and out of bounds. And we'll see where the officials will mark this when they line it up. Official coming up the sideline to the 20, and we'll stop at about the 21. So they had an interesting formation. Tellez, the punter, wasn't traditionally as deep as a normal punt set, and the up man was Woods, so you got to keep an eye on that because he's the quarterback as the personal protector, so you wanted to make sure, and Farrell played it well. Ball goes out of bounds. It'll be Farrell ball at the 21-yard line, and Farrell leading 7-0 with 4:05 to go here in this first quarter.
So that big third down play, Owens, also Thomas there.
Yeah.
It really took Hickory out of any thought of going for it on fourth down. And they punted away, so Farrell back on offense from their own 21.
Kanye Matthews, a senior, comes in a wide receiver to the near side. It is senior night here at Farrell. Cabron Smith will hand it Chambers. Chambers up the middle. Chambers now bounces it outside, 25, 30, and he's close to a first down, diving across the 30-yard line.
And that was Kennedy again with the tackle, but a 9-yard pickup for Brandon Chambers. His father, a coach for Hickory, and talked to him before the game, and it's going to be tough here tonight, obviously watching your son while you're coaching the other team.
Brandon was a star here at Farrell, went on to star at Teal.
All-American at Teal a couple times.
Juju Phillips will check in now for Farrell as a wide out to the right side. 3 receivers to the near side. And a shotgun set on 2nd down and 1. And Smith will hand to Chambers, and Chambers will cross the line of scrimmage, work forward for a yard, 2, maybe 3, and a first down for Farrell, as we'll mark it out at about the 33-yard line.
So Brandon Chambers being the early workhorse here for Farrell. He's run 8 of their official 11 plays, 46 yards on the ground. And it's working, so no complaints, I'm sure, if you're...
Can average over 5 a carry, that's a workhorse, no doubt. So 1st and 10 with the ball at the 33-yard line. Farrell moving right to left here in this first quarter of action. Phillips will go wide to the right. Odom coming near side with Chambers near side and Samuels as well.
And so the play clock was down to 0.
Farrell going to take a timeout. Timeout of the action. We will do the same with Farrell on top of Hickory, 7-0 with 2:29 to go in the first quarter. Back with more in a moment at your home for high school football sports radio, 96.7.
Take your pick of the patch with O'Neill Coffee's signature fall drinks. Pumpkin is the cream of the crop with our cozy creme brulee, fall fantasy, and harvest moon flavors. Top any of them with our all-new pumpkin cold foam for an extra kick. Check out O'Neill Coffee's new line of amazing travel mugs, hoodies, and beanie hats to keep you toasty as the weather cools down. Located at 14 Fair Street in West Middlesex, Pennsylvania. Open Monday through Friday from 7 a.m. to 4:30 p.m. and Saturdays from 8 a.m. to 1 p.m.
Wouldn't you love to have this pharmacy experience? You pull up and park close to the door. Walk a short distance to the counter. Have the pharmacist greet you by name. Wait just a short time for your prescription. Receive time to discuss your questions with the pharmacist and still pay the same copay as you would at a large chain store. This service is available at your fingertips at the Medicine Shop Pharmacy located at 1740 East State Street in Hermitage. Call us at 724-983-8451.
The first quarter is brought to you by the Reinhardt's Agency. It's not the insurance they sell, it's the service that makes them better.
Motion man is Wilson. They'll flip it to him. And the jet sweep pass, he's going to get knocked out of bounds as he crosses the 35. We'll mark him at the 37-yard line. And able to pick up about 4 on the pass.
And that's been a signature play here the last few years. Jordan Townsend, of course, had an incredible career, not with just that play, but still, that was a play that Farrell has perfected. Kylon Wilson picks up about 4 on first down. It'll be 2nd and 6.
Farrell with the lead by a score of 7-0. Their second possession of the game. Opening drive with 9 plays, 60 yards, and ended with the score for Samuels. Odom, the lone receiver to the near side. 3 receivers to the far side. Wilson still the back in the set. Cabron Smith, your quarterback, in the shotgun. Takes a high snap, fakes a handoff, and keeps it. And will run up to the 40-yard line and duck down to the 41. setting up a third down and short.
About 4 there for Smith. Trawick, among others, with the tackle. And nice flake there, nice fake there by Smith. And I really think as Farrell progresses this year, that's going to be a play they'll need to do more. There's so much attention to Chambers and Wilson. Smith's going to get some opportunities to run the ball as he did there.
They'll go with the power package that they used on the opening drive as Boatwright and Gibson will join Smith in the backfield with Chambers. They hand to Chambers on third down and short, and Chambers will get a first down as he'll run it across the 45 and out to the 46-yard line.
Yeah, Neville with the tackle, 5 yards there for Chambers. Some big, solid blocking up front. And Farrell right now just happy with the power game as they're able to move the chains.
And they'll leave that same personnel group out there now at first down. Ball on the Farrell 46-yard line, moving right to left. As we're down to a minute 10 to go here in the first quarter. Receivers are wide to each side. H-back is Boatwright. 2 backs in the set. Fake handoff. Smith looking, loading, going long. Right side intended for Wilson. He's got it. 20, 10, 5, and he's in for a touchdown. Kylan Wilson.
54 yards from Smith to Wilson. They were content with the ground game, and then they just made a big-time splash play to their splash players. Cabron Smith to Kylan Wilson.
Where they took that shot on the first drive as well, and Smith underthrew it a couple of yards and ended up causing an interference call on Hickory. This time Smith with a perfect throw, and then number 4, Flash, who shows it, makes the catch, the dash into the end zone for the Farrell touchdown to go up now 13-0, and Lamont Samuels at the goal to our left to attempt this extra point. Snap is back, ball is down, kick is up, and the kick is good. So with 52 seconds to go here in quarter number 1, it is Farrell 14, Hickory nothing, and we're back with more in a moment on your home for high school football. Sports Radio 96.7.
Cuts of meat combined with just the right amount of fire and seasonings. You don't need anything else except a fork and a plate. Get ready for the most amazing dining experience ever.
When you're out with your friends or looking for a place to stop before or after the games, Vay's Pub and Grill is the place for you. Open Tuesday through Saturday with happy hour daily from 4:30 to 6:30. Vay's Pub and Grill, East State Street in Hermitage.
Did you know that Mancino's Driving School can give you your driver's test? That's right. Mancino's Driving School provides an approved Pennsylvania Department of Education certified driving course as well as behind-the-wheel training. Mancino's Driving School offers one-on-one, on-the-road driving lessons 7 days a week with day and evening hours. They use only certified driving instructors that have undergone extensive background investigation. For details or more information on adult training, go online to mancinosdrivingschool.com.
The first quarter is brought to you by the Reinhardt's Agency. It's not the insurance they sell, it's the service that makes them better.
But that drive for Farrell went 6 plays, 79 yards in 3 minutes and 13 seconds, 54 yards. Cabron Smith to Kylan Wilson. Jackson to kick off, and we'll go over the head of the Hickory returners. It stays in bounds, and Hickory has to go back and dive on it at the 5-yard line. The returners thought it would go out of bounds, and it just stayed right along the hash marks. Hickory had to then hustle back as it was a live ball back at the 5-yard line.
A disaster there for Hickory. And this field is, as we said, is brand new, very soft, a lot of the black pebbles out there. So the ball maybe doesn't roll as it might on other older turfs like Hickory's.
And hugs the sideline, and Telez will go back and dive on it at the 4. So Hickory up against it here. Hey, that touchdown pass by Smith, that's his 11th touchdown of the year throwing. Kylan Wilson, 13 touchdowns on the year. He's caught now 5 passes for scores.
So not the start Hickory was hoping for. They're down 14, and now on their second possession, they start from their own 4-yard line.
And they will go with a power package. Trawick, the deep man in the eye, and a flag. Procedure call is going to go against Hickory.
So Logan Woods comes out with a hard count, and a Hickory player moves.
Hickory's in a I formation with Kennedy at fullback and Trawick as the deep man. So half the distance to the goal will put Hickory now back at the 2-yard line. First down and 12. Woods is under center with that I formation behind him. And Woods will just keep it and dive forward, trying to get some of that yardage back. He'll work his way out back to about the 4.
You got about 2 there, so yeah, you got the penalty yardage back. It'll be 2nd and 10 now for Hickory as the game clock is at 24, play clock's at 25. They could not run this play if they don't want to.
Hickory will change and put some skill players out there and replace for the extra linemen in the power package that they had out there. Woods looks to the sideline, and the way everybody's looking around, I don't think they're going to try and run the play. They're going to let the clock run to 0, and that's going to end our quarter. All right, we've played 1. So after 1 quarter, our score is Farrell 14, Hickory nothing, and back with quarter 2. We return on your home for high school football. This is Sports Radio 96.7.
A community is more than just houses, buildings, and streets. It's the people who live and work and contribute to making life for themselves and the people around them better. Attorney Bill Motor believes in the young people who are this community's future. Attorney Bill Motor would like to say good luck, good health, and best wishes to all the players, coaches, band members, and cheerleaders in today's game and throughout the season. Attorney Bill Motor, 2500 Highland Road, Hermitage.
Okay, class. Today, we're discussing what does a roof mean to you?
It means that I don't get rained on when I'm inside.
It means I can play my music loud and the neighbors can't hear it.
It allows my family to safely shelter in place.
It means that we can be protected from outside germs.
It's where we can dance through the quarantine.
To me, a roof means a home.
The Penn Ohio Roofing and Siding Group can help keep your family safe now more than ever. Go to pennohiorc.com to start your installation today.
The second quarter is brought to you by Cash Dollar and Associates, where they have the client and only the client in mind.
Hickory football as we start the second quarter. 2nd down and 10 from about the 4-yard line, their own. Backed up after a deep kickoff by Farrell. Scullin comes in motion, and Woods is going to hand off. And that ball might be out.
And Farrell has it.
It's a touchdown. The ball came out on the run. Farrell came up with a football for the score.
And that's Zaire Thomas with the touchdown recovery and touchdown.
Hickory sends Scullin in motion. And the handoff up the middle. The ball came out, and Thomas got it on one hop and ran it into the end zone for a score. So Zaire Thomas with a fumble recovery for a touchdown. And Farrell now leads 20-0.
What a disaster for Hickory. And the ball popped out, and Zaire Thomas, you're going to give him any return on that? Was the ball in the end zone?
I would give him a couple of yards. I would give him at least 2.
Okay, that's what I thought. Looked like the ball came out about the 2 or 3 yard line.
And it just hopped right to him. He picked it right in, scooped it up and ran it right in. Here's Samuels on to attempt the extra point. Snap is back, the kick is up, and that kick is good. So Farrell has now opened up a 20-0 lead on Hickory. We'll take a break and be back with more in a moment on your home for high school football. This is Sports Radio 96.7.
There's winter, spring, summer, and then there's football season. Around here, football is more than a sport. It's a way of life. Take in a game. Support our teams. It's the best entertainment in town.
Mercer County State Bank. Member FDIC. Your community bank. Online at mcsbank.bank.
Get your hopes and dreams back on track with help from your friends at Grove City Area Federal Credit Union. Grove City Area Federal Credit Union can help with affordable financial solutions and lower monthly payments. Check out the new low rates on home equity loans, new and used auto loans, Visa credit cards, and personal loans. Apply online at gcafcu.org or call 724-458-7520 to schedule an appointment. NCUA and Equal Housing Lender.
The second quarter is brought to you by Cash Dollar and Associates, where they have the client and only the client in mind.
All right, Farrell to kick off now as Samuels has it teed up. And he will kick it deep. And it'll be grabbed by Hickory of Hickory at the 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, and spins out to about the 38-yard line. So that kickoff by Jermaine Jackson that died inside the 5, then a Hickory penalty, and eventually ends up being disaster as Hickory fumbles, and it's scooped up and run in for a touchdown by Zaire Thomas, and Samuels with the point after, and a 21-0 lead for Farrell.
Farrell scores twice in 58 seconds.
Yeah. Scored with 52 left to go on the first, and then 11:54 of the second. Javon Bell, a senior, going to come in as a defensive back for Farrell as Coach Geese tries to mix in his seniors on senior night. Woods will take the snap of the shotgun, roll to his left, fire near side, caught by Parada. He'll go down, and the ball came out, and they're going to say incomplete. So there was Bell on cue. Parada made the catch. Bell with a big stick, and the ball came out, and they say incomplete.
Yeah, big hit there.
And that is really fired up the Farrell defense as Bell, who's not a full-time starter, the senior comes off the bench and makes a play.
My goodness. Farrell's got their big splash play already. They've run the ball. They've got a return for a touchdown. The Farrell bingo card is being covered here tonight so far.
Two receivers will go to the right. Prada near side with Scullin. And a keeper for Woods. And Woods outside on the RPO will run it across the 40 and get it down to about the 44-yard line. Fake the handoff, dash around the left side for about a 6-yard run. It'll set up here third down.
And Kylon Wilson, I think, got his hand on Woods and tripped him up there. He had a lot of room if it wasn't for that trip up. So Hickory now 3rd and 4, desperation. Really need a first down here. Down 21-0.
Woods in the backfield with Trawick to his right, two receivers right, one left, snap to Woods, rolling right, looking, firing, pass is incomplete. Nearly picked off and then almost caught, as it did end up for a moment in the hands of Scullin, but a lot of traffic over there. Gibson over there.
Chambers Jr.
Chambers over there. Samuels over there.
Brandon Sr., the coach. Brandon Jr., the player. And Jr. with the...
Yeah. Jules Johnson was over there as well.
So Hickory will have to punt it away here on 4th and 4.
So Woods in punt formation this time, as Wilson and Samuels are deep for Farrell. Spiraling kick near the sideline and out of bounds. So we'll see where they mark it when they line it up. And official still making his way up the sideline, 30, 35, and marking about the 37-yard line. So that's where Hickory will start 1st and 10. Farrell with a 21-0 lead.
Another update going on right now. Mercier's Prep leads Franklin 14-7, second quarter. A non-region game in District 10. And right now, Hickory on the ropes. Farrell coming out with a big 21-0 lead.
Wilson left, Samuels to the near side. Boat right in, Gibson in the backfield as an H-back and a fullback in there with Chambers. Cabron Smith, the quarterback, is in the shotgun. 1st and 10 from the 37-yard line. And a handoff, Chambers. And Chambers will wiggle across the middle and out to the 43-yard line.
really came down. I thought, Hickory deferred and had a chance early on to maybe make a big stop. It was 4th down and 2, and at the 4-yard line, and then Kylon Wilson scores. That could have been really a big play early on here. Hickory could have made a stop, but they did not, and now it's unraveling a little bit.
Samuels right, Wilson left on 2nd down, about 5, handed Chambers. 1st down and more, outside 50, and an ankle tackle there will knock him down. There to make the play was Trawick, who was 1 step away from breaking free. 1st down to the 48-yard line of Hickory.
And 1 break away from you going into he's off to the races, because that was that close for Brandon Chambers. But it's a 1st down, and Farrell back into Hickory territory at their 48. 9:35 to go first half. Farrell on top, 21-0.
Wilson left, match up with Scullin. To the right side, Samuels. Shotgun with 2 backs, and somebody moved in the backfield. That's going to be a procedure call against Farrell. Gibson kind of got started leaning forward and could not stop his momentum, took that half step and got whistled for the procedure call.
Second flag on Farrell here in this first half for 15 yards. Really a nice night for football here. Big crowd. A oddity, Farrell, for the first time since 1980, their first 2 home games have been on a Saturday night.
Receivers wide to each side, 1st and 15, hand to Chambers. Up the middle, gets to about the 50-yard line. And then driven back there, so pick up about 3.
And that's
when you go back into the 80s, was that a regular thing for Farrell to play on?
This is the first time since 1980 that Farrell will play consecutive home games on Saturday. That was first-year head coach. That's how long ago this was.
Yeah.
First-year head coach Lou Falcone was the coach back in 1980, his first year. And that was a stat courtesy of the one and only Professor Briggs.
I want to know more now. Why is the question now. Receivers wide to each side. And a low snap, and Smith will get it. Fire right side, a little bit too tall for Wilson, off his hands, and incomplete. Actually, Samuels off his hands and incomplete at the 40-yard line.
Well, I don't know exactly why, but I can tell you why not.
Why not?
There was not an official shortage back in 1980.
That's true.
So it wasn't because of that, and that's why this game has been moved to Saturday night.
I'm going to really dip into your trivia. When was it that Farrell became the Steelers and were no longer the Night Riders?
That is something we will work on. I have that stat somewhere.
And were the Night Riders, because they had lights early, right? That they played at night.
Correct.
So they would have had lights.
I think Farrell might have been the first school in at least the Mercer County that had lights.
So it wouldn't have been a reason of that. That's why they were playing on Saturdays. 3 receivers left, 1 to the right. On 3rd down at about 12. Snap back to Smith. Smith looking, pressure coming, flips it right side. Chambers in the flat makes a catch to 50 and cannot get away as he is wrapped up at the 50-yard line. Sean Kennedy there to give them the bear hug and pull him down. And a punting situation for Farrell.
That was a big tackle there by Kennedy. Big stop by the Hickory defense. Going to force Farrell to punt. By the way, I have your answer. From 1971 to 1980, Farrell played Saturday afternoon home games.
There you go. And with afternoon home games, 80 would have been that last year then.
Correct. So Farrell will punt here. This will be just their 6th punt of the season. And we are in week 5.
So Samuels will kick it away. And kicks it over the head of Scullin, and it'll bounce and roll into the end zone. Phillips chased it. Gibson chased it. They almost got there in time. With the Samuels punt into the end zone. Hickory ball at the 20-yard line. Hickory trailing Farrell by a score of 21-0.
Now, I give that stat about the 6th punt in 5 games because remember last year?
Yeah, they didn't punt barely at all.
I mean, they didn't punt for weeks.
Yeah.
And that was kind of a huge stat that we were tracking. That they never punted. And Farrell will take over, or Hickory will take over at their own 20 now. And looking for their first, they have a first down. The first down was because of a penalty. Looking for their first offensive first down here. Not from penalty.
Yep, come from the sideline huddle right into formation. With Woods in the shotgun, Trawick the back. Hickory near side with Parada. Hickory now will move into the backfield. And they will hand it to Hickory, right side, trying to sweep the outside edge, given ground, and finally does get a couple of yards on the sideline. Well, not a couple of yards, but gets forward a few. Still going to lose yardage on the play. And then a flag came in late as well.
Yeah, Gibson was there for Farrell. Is it maybe a face mask? Possibly. And we'll see what Joe Lombardi tells us. And it is face mask on Farrell. So
personal foul face mask. Yep.
They grabbed the face mask of Hickory, and that will give Hickory another first down.
So 2 first downs for the Hornets, both via penalty. Farrell with a lead of 21-0 on a Wilson 4-yard run, a 54-yard pass from Smith to Wilson, and a Zaire Thomas fumble recovery and return of a couple of yards for a touchdown. Three receivers in the set. Fake handoff. Woods back to pass, and it's deflected and incomplete. Intended there for Scullin. He thought he was interfered with, and then Wilson and Samuels kind of collided as both players were going for the interception, and then the ball falls free.
So it'll be 2nd and 10 now for Hickory at their own 35-yard line. Trying to get something here, and remember, they get the second half kickoff, so if there's a chance to get back into this game, it would be right now for the Hornets.
Kennedy now the back in the set. Spread set 4 wides. For Hickory, 2nd down and 10 from their own 35-yard line. Woods takes the snap, hands to Kennedy, and Kennedy going to get hit immediately and does not get back to the line of scrimmage.
Yeah, he runs into a wall there of Farrell Steelers.
Boatwright and others on the pile there.
And that's a 3rd carry for Kennedy, and all 3 have been negative plays.
And running out of the shotgun, and he didn't even have a chance to get to the line of scrimmage. 4 wides again in the set. 3 left and 1 to the right. On 3rd down and 12 now for Hickory, moving right to left. Scullin takes the snap, fakes a handoff, fires out into the flat, and it's off the hands of Parada and incomplete. And Woods slow to get up as he got hammered the moment he threw the football.
I think that was Malachi Owens with the big hit. And really had no chance at all. So it'll be 4th down now for Hickory. They'll have to punt it away.
Yeah, it was Owens on the outside. He had another defender came right up the middle and got Woods right around the waist to knock him down. A punting situation for Jones. Hickory punter will directional kick this side to the right side, and it looks like it might end up short of the 50-yard line. As the official makes his way back to the ball. And they're going to mark it at the 45-yard line of Hickory. Only about 12 yards there on the punt. And again, it's tough. We try to get those high school kickers to directional punt. It's a risk. Trying to keep it away, and quickly ball angled out of bounds on Jones. And that will give the ball to Farrell at the Hickory 45 with 6:48 to go in the first half.
Remember, longtime legendary Sharon coach Jim Wadman told me once they're high school kickers.
Yeah.
He really, they're not that good, and they're not able to really kick it where they want to kick it. So that's part of the problem when you try to do that too much.
2 receivers will go to the right. H-back left is Gibson with a receiver outside of him on 1st and 10 for Farrell. And a handoff will go to Chambers. And Chambers with a cutback to the 40. Chambers still on his feet, 35. Breaks it outside 30. He's still on his feet, 20. He's going to go. 10, 5, touchdown, Brandon Chambers.
No flags, and it's a touchdown for Brandon Chambers of 45 yards. As his father and family get to watch, and the Farrell Steelers now lead 27-0.
Chambers started on that left hash, worked all the way across to the right side of the field, got some good blocks to seal it off. Samuels hustling down, Wilson hustling down with a couple of blocks from the wideouts, and then Chambers just cruised into the right side of the end zone for the score.
Bill Dungey talked about tackling today, what was going to be important, and Chambers able to run through a couple would-be tacklers there.
Samuels with the point after, goal to our right, snap is back. And that kick is up, but that kick is good. And with 6 minutes and 13 seconds to go in the second quarter, Farrell has opened up their lead to a 28-0 margin over Hickory. We're back with more in a moment. Your home for high school football. Sports Radio 96.7.
This past winter, your roof may have found itself under siege from damaging ice, snow, harsh winds, and frozen tree branches all pounding it. Now, the snow is gone, and time to assess whether or not your roof is in need of repair or replacement.
Since 1958, Warner Homes and Improvements in Mercer have made dreams come true with quality remodeling services, superior customer care, and direct from the manufacturer price savings. For a quality roofing job done quickly and professionally, with expert craftsmanship and top materials, you'll be glad you chose Warner Homes and Improvements. Call Warner Homes and Improvements in Mercer today. Quality you can trust. Warner Homes and Improvements have over 50 years of experience working with all types of roofs and is Owens Corning preferred contractor. Warner's has a 50-year roof warranty, the best of its kind in the business. You can depend on Warner's Homes and Improvements to give you a great quality product. Warner Home and Improvements, South Erie Street, Mercer. Online at warnerconstruction.com.
The second quarter is brought to you by Cash Dollar and Associates, where they have the client and only the client in mind.
It is a 28-0 lead for Farrell over Hickory with 6:13 to go first half. And Samuels to kick off. Grabbed by Hickory at the 18-yard line to the 20, 25, 30, 35, Hickory 40, and out with a flag behind him. Will make his way out near the 44-yard line.
On that run by Chambers, great job down the field. Wilson and Samuels helping kind of lead the way to help out, to allow Chambers to get into the end zone.
Hickory return will be marked at the 45, and a face mask will go against Farrell to add to that.
So this will go to the 15 yards after the good return. Hickory will start at the 40-yard line of Farrell.
Their best starting position with a 15-yard penalty. And Hickory trying to get on the board here, down 28-0 here in this second quarter. The receiver wide to each side. And the power pistol set for Hickory with Hickory as the deep man. And the hand will go to Trawick, right side on the handoff. Gets met at the line of scrimmage. Spins forward for about a yard.
Zaire Thomas, among others there with the tackle. Trawick's first carry of the game. He gets maybe a yard.
Scullin will come wide to the near side. Neville to the far side. With Hickory, Trawick, and Kennedy all in the backfield set with Woods. And they will again line in that power pistol. Two beside Woods and one behind him. The deep man is Hickory. Second down and 9. Woods will take the snap. Hand to Hickory, fakes left, goes right, hit at the line of scrimmage and driven back. Actually, not even the line of scrimmage, the original line of scrimmage. So that means he'll lose a yard on the play. Knocked down to the 40-yard line.
Wade and Thomas there with the big hit. Hickory nowhere to go. So it'll be 3rd and 10 now for the Hornets at the Farrell 40. Hickory right now, Mark, they have 9 yards of offense in this football game. Farrell on the other side, a lot more than 9.
Again, power pistol. 3rd down and 10 from the 40-yard line. Woods is back to pass, looking left, now looking right, now in trouble, going to get hit and sacked as he's knocked down back at about the 38-yard line.
And there was a handful of Steelers in there. Wade was one of them. Also, Marion Norris will give them both a half a sack. It'll be a loss of a couple. It'll be 4th down now and 12 for Hickory.
And we'll see if Hickory will leave the offense out there, and they will here with this field position at the 38, actually the 42 of Farrell. 2 receivers each side on 4th down and 12. Woods tries a hard count, nobody jumps, now looks to the sideline for the play call.
Play clock's down to 5.
2 receivers on each side. And Woods does not get the snap off. Did they call timeout?
And I think they might have got the timeout.
One official looks like it may be a timeout. We'll see what Joe Lombardi says here. And they will say timeout. So not a penalty, but a timeout Hickory. Timeout with 3:37 to go here in the first half of action. Farrell 28, Hickory nothing. Back with more in a moment. Your home for high school football. Sports Radio 96.7.
Take your pick of the patch with O'Neill Coffee's signature fall drinks. Pumpkin is the cream of the crop with our cozy creme brulee, fall fantasy, and harvest moon flavors. Top any of them with our all-new pumpkin cold foam for an extra kick. Check out O'Neill Coffee's new line of amazing travel mugs, hoodies, and beanie hats to keep you toasty as the weather cools down. Located at 14 Fair Street in West Middlesex, Pennsylvania. Open Monday through Friday from 7 a.m. to 4:30 p.m. and Saturdays from 8 a.m. to 1 p.m.
Get your hopes and dreams back on track with help from your friends at Grove City Area Federal Credit Union. Grove City Area Federal Credit Union can help with affordable financial solutions and lower monthly payments. Check out the new low rates on home equity loans, new and used auto loans, Visa credit cards, and personal loans. Apply online at gcafcu.org or call 724-458-7520 to schedule an appointment. NCUA and Equal Housing Lender.
The second quarter is brought to you by Cash Dollar and Associates, where they have the client and only the client in mind.
4th down. Hickory tries to loop it out with a pass left side as Woods getting hit. The ball comes out, the pass incomplete. Now on 4th down, the ball will go back over to the Farrell Steelers.
That was Keon Wade there with the heavy pressure once again. So Hickory will turn it over on downs at the Farrell 42.
Yeah, just as Woods was trying to throw it, you mentioned Wade there to hit him from behind, so the ball just floated forward about 6 yards and no one had a chance to catch it. So Farrell back at it, 1st and 10 at the 42.
This Farrell defense, they are playing very well here tonight, suffocating the Hickory offense.
And it'll be a give to Chambers near side. Skips across the 45 into the 48-yard line before he's driven back.
Chambers now 120 yards rushing tonight on 14 carries with that 6-yard run.
His touch before that was a 45-yard touchdown. And this time a gain of about 6. 2nd down and 4. Farrell in the blue jerseys moving left to right with 3:03 to go in this quarter number 2. Wilson to the left, Samuels to the near side. Boatwright is the H-back. He's to the right. Gibson, the fullback, is to the left of Smith in the shotgun. And we may have a timeout from the Farrell sideline, and we do. Timeout Farrell with 2:40 to go here in this first half. We'll take a break. More in a moment. Farrell 28, Hickory nothing on your home for high school football sports radio 96.7.
You know, usually you don't get a new roof for the heck of it.
Why are you replacing your roof?
I didn't like the color.
You get a new roof because you're going to need it. Shell Restoration's Severe Weather Response Team is ready to help. The area's #1 company for sales and installation of roofing, siding, windows, and gutters. Shell Restoration excels at working with your insurance company for wind and hail claims, plus there's financing available too. Look for @Shell Restoration on Facebook or call 800-663-8103 for a free estimate.
The second quarter is brought to you by Cash Dollar and Associates, where they have the client and only the client in mind.
We're back at Farrell. It's Palika Stadium. It's Falcone Field, the Coach Sports Complex. And the music festive. Your favorite song, YMCA, from the Village People. Is that still your favorite?
Back from the 70s?
Probably the 80s, huh? Maybe 70s. I don't know. Is it still your favorite though? You would know.
It's not on my.
Were you the cowboy or the construction worker?
It's not on my phone. I can tell you that.
Did you dress as the construction worker from Village People for Halloween that one year?
I did not.
That was not you?
No.
Was that your brother, Jeff?
I don't remember.
Probably neither. Second down. We'll call it about 4. It'll go to Chambers, and Chambers left side as Kennedy makes nice penetration. We'll knock him down right about that line of scrimmage, maybe even a loss on the play when they mark it. We'll see where they put it. Looks like they'll put it right back down at 48. So no gain on the play. It'll be third down and about 4.
So Farrell, clock is running, 2:15 to go here in his first half. An opportunity to go up 35 here at half if they could score another touchdown and make the extra point, which would put the mercy roll in.
Receivers are wide to each side. Stacked backfield. Hand off to Chambers, bounces it left side, and will run for the first down on third down and 4. He gets about 6 and gets into Hickory territory at the 46-yard line.
And great job, Anthony Jackson, the 6'6", 300-pound senior on that left side. Malachi Green, the big, also left guard. Brian Phillips, the center as well. He's big. I mean, this is a huge offensive line, getting a big push over this Hickory smaller defensive front.
First and 10, 46-yard line of Hickory. Wilson will go wide to the left side. Samuels to the near side. Smith in the shotgun. Couple of sidecars with him. Fakes a handoff. Looking to the right, now to the left, now rolls right, now fires right and out of bounds. Intended near side for Samuels.
Yeah, a lot of time for Gabron Smith. Maybe could have ran it there, but he elected to look down the field and just not able to connect. It'll be second and 10. 1:08 to go here first half.
Looked at first, like maybe he wanted to get that quick shot down the field for Wilson. He didn't have that. Then back to his left, and then a lot of trouble rolling right and threw it away. Phillips and Odom will come in the game. They're wide to each side. Slots on the right side is Wilson. Slot on the left side is Samuel. So 4 wides here on second down and 10 from the Hickory 46-yard line for Farrell. Smith takes the shotgun snap, looks left, fires slant, diving attempt, and it's
caught.
Odom did get it just off the turf on a nice sliding catch by Danny Odom. Mark it down to the 33-yard line.
13 yards there. Yeah, great catch by Danny Odom.
It looked like he had no chance to get that, but got the hands underneath and then rolled quickly on his back so the ball couldn't get away. And the first down to the 33-yard line.
Odom, only a freshman, was at Hickory the last couple years, so I'm sure these players all know him very well.
3 to the right, 1 to the left. Smith fires near side. Phillips makes the catch, and Nash Parada instantly there, though, to knock him down for a loss in the play, and then a flag comes in late.
Yeah, loss of about 4, but the late flag at the end of the play. This could be on Hickory. It'd be a taunting.
It's a personal
foul.
Will go against Hickory.
So I think if it's from the spot,
It's at the 39.
It'll be close to a first down. They may still be a little bit short. From the 30, they need to get to about the 23 mark.
Yeah, I think it's going to be a little bit short. It was just short of the 39.
So it'll be.
So that should put it just short of the 24 and about a yard and a football length from a first down.
And it'll be second down. That was a dead ball foul. So it should be second down.
The official puts up 2 fingers, but back to pass is Smith. Smith rolls right. Smith looks. Smith goes end zone. Jump ball. Tip and incomplete. Parada knocked it away in the end zone. And attempted there.
Is that Matthews?
It was 18 again. That's Kanye Matthews.
Yeah. seeing a little bit more of Matthews, a 6'2 senior.
Senior night, get a couple opportunities.
And almost had a chance at a touchdown.
Kanye back there at 6'2", so he threw the jump ball for him.
16 seconds to go here in the half. Farrell with a couple more shots. It's third down now and a yard.
Yeah. 3 receivers will go to the left side.
Farrell has 1 timeout remaining.
Smith, quick throw, right side, caught. Samuels, and out of bounds. Got a first down, and got to the 20. And he's inside the 20 to about the 19 to trip into the McCandless Ford, Mercer, and Meadville red zone. We'll put him right at the 19-yard line. It'll be first down, though.
And we're down to 12 seconds to go here for Farrell. They have, as I said, 1 timeout remaining.
Odom, Samuels, Wilson going left. Phillips to the near side. Shotgun for Smith. Chambers beside him. Takes the snap from the 19 of Hickory. Back to pass. Now rolls left. Now fires. End zone for Wilson. It's out of bounds. Incomplete. And a flag behind the play.
This could be a holding on Farrell with 4 seconds to go here in the half. It is a holding.
Farrell immediately running backward.
And Hickory will clearly take it. And that is the 5th flag against Farrell here in this first half. And they'll move the ball back to about the 34-yard line. Farrell, maybe 1 play left here, Mark.
Yeah, they'll have 1 more here with the 4 seconds. If there's no defensive penalty, it'll be the last play of the half. They'll move it to the 32. They'll mark it 10 from the spot. Wilson left with Odom. Samuels and Phillips to the right. And Farrell, I believe, is going to take the timeout. No, it's Hickory. Hickory takes timeout.
We'll keep it here.
All righty.
And so Farrell with 1 more shot here. And Kylon Wilson with 2 touchdowns here tonight. Needs 6 more to match Jalen Wagner's total from last night.
Yeah. Who
had an incredible 8 touchdowns. In doing so, breaking the Mercer County single game rushing record. 393 yards for Reynolds.
So it gets the rushing record, but that's not the touchdown record.
That is correct. Mike Sebastian, 1928. The legendary Mike Sebastian for Sharon.
He had 10?
He had 10. Yeah. 109-0. Sharon beat Oil City back then. Sebastian went on to a great career at Pitt and played in the NFL professional football for 5 or 6 years as well. One of the great players ever out of Mercer County. You know, Reynolds would have known that. Maybe they would have taken a few more penalties and a couple more timeouts. Who knows? Who knows what they would have done? Maybe they would have tried to get him a couple more touchdowns. I don't know.
There's more games. Maybe we'll go for that record another time.
That's true.
If you can get 8, you could get 10, right? 2 receivers will stack the right side. 2 more on the left. And Smith with the last 4 seconds. Back to pass. Floats it. Right side's got a man out there. Chambers got it. It's a touchdown.
Oh.
On the money, Cabron Smith to Brandon Chambers for the score as time runs out in the first half.
Looked like it was a wheel route there by Chambers out of the backfield, and then he just got behind the coverage, and Smith with a beautiful pass. Chambers catches it and goes into the end zone for the touchdown as time has expired.
And it was just like you described it, that little wheel out of the shotgun set, as he was right beside the quarterback. And Samuels will try to go 5 for 5 on extra points here in this first half out of a hold of Smith at the goal to our right. Farrell with a 34-0 lead. Snap is back, ball is down, the kick is up, and the kick is good. Farrell, 35, Hickory, nothing. And that will officially also put us at the half as the clock is at 0. So it's halftime. We're back with our halftime show when we return. Farrell 35, Hickory nothing. Your home for high school football is Sports Radio 96.7.
The Medicine Shop Pharmacy would greet you when you walk in, get to know you by name, and understand your health and health needs as if they were our own. What's more, We keep you informed of the most current health advancements. Of course, we also provide a full range of health products, prescriptions, over-the-counter medicines, and health supplies. So what's become of the neighborhood pharmacy? Well, if your idea of a pharmacy is more than health products, also health professionals who take the time to know you and your health needs, your pharmacy is right here at the Medicine Shop.
The Hermitage Education Association is a proud sponsor of Hickory High School and the Hermitage School District. The Hermitage Education Association is made up of expert teachers who gladly support academics, the arts, and athletics. From the stands to the stage, from the classroom to the fields, from the auditorium to the courts, we support your efforts. The Hermitage Education Association is proud of what you do and proud to be part of the Hermitage School District. We are the Hermitage Education Association, aware, involved, and proud.
My car does more than take me from here to there, and I expect my insurance to do more too. That's why I chose my agent and Erie Insurance. They offer first accident forgiveness and the service I deserve at a price I can afford.
Your Erie agent in Hermitage is Reinhardt's Insurance. Get a quote at 724-342-2291.
Erie Insurance services are provided by one or more of the following insurers: Erie Insurance Company, Erie Insurance Property and Casualty Company, or Flagship City Insurance Company, home offices Erie, Pennsylvania, or Erie Insurance Company of New York, home offices Rochester, New York, an equal opportunity insurer.
Paradise in 3 tropical flavors inspired by the Hawaiian coconut tree Niu. Niu at select grocery stores, restaurants, or at niubytals.com.
It's always summer with Niu.
When the finest cuts of meat combine with just the right amount of fire and seasonings, you don't need anything else except a fork and a plate. Get ready for the most amazing dining experience ever.
When you're out with your friends or looking for a place to stop before or after the games, Vay's Pub & Grill is the place for you. Open Tuesday through Saturday with happy hour daily from 4:30 to 6:30. Vay's Pub & Grill, East State Street in Hermitage.
A community is more than just houses, buildings, and streets. It's the people who live and work and contribute to making life for themselves and the people around them better. Attorney Bill Motor believes in the young people who are this community's future. Attorney Bill Motor would like to say good luck, good health, and best wishes to all the players, coaches, band members, and cheerleaders in today's game and throughout the season. Attorney Bill Motor, 2500 Highland Road, Hermitage.
In 1973, something wonderful happened in Sharpsville. That's when Lock, Stock, and Barrel opened their doors and served their first of now over 3 million giant submarine sandwiches. They still serve 42 whole subs on 15-inch buns. Lock, Stock, and Barrel also offers burgers, specialty sandwiches, wraps, gyros, salads, wings, and even breakfast. Call 724-962-5503. Lock, Stock, and Barrel, proud sponsors of the Sub of the Game and Play of the Game.
The Halftime Show is brought to you by Lock, Stock, and Barrel, serving giant subs to the Shenango Valley since 1973.
We're back here at Farrell. Mark Slazak along with Bob Greenberg, Aaron Byro back at the studio, Justin Lewis and the crew on the Farrell Area School District YouTube channel, and it's been all Farrell. 35-0, the Steelers on top here at the half. They got the scoring started on their opening drive. They go 9 plays, 60 yards, and 5:29. Kylan Wilson scores his 12th touchdown of the year on a 4-yard run. On a 4th down play, Samuels gets his first of 5 extra point kicks in the first half, and Farrell led 7-0. With 52 seconds to go in the first quarter, Cabron Smith goes long to Kylan Wilson. 54 yards for the score. 6 plays, 79 yards, and 3:13. Samuels with a point after, and Farrell led 14-0 after 1. Following a Hickory turnover, Zaire Thomas got the ball after, actually not after the turnover. There was a Hickory turnover at the beginning of that second quarter following a kickoff that put point after, gave Farrell a 21-0 lead. Brandon Chambers then would score his 5th touchdown of the year on a 45-yard touchdown run with 6:13 to go in the half to make it 28-0 after the Samuels point after. And then after Hickory turned it over on downs, Cabron Smith goes to Brandon Chambers, completing a 9-play, 58-yard drive, scoring at zeros on the clock in the first half, and it was a 35-0 lead. That's where we are here at the half. Farrell on top of Hickory after that 5th Samuels extra point.
Very impressive performance by the Farrell Steelers. Big crowd here tonight taking on their Valley rival Hickory, their first time they have played since 2013, and it's been all Steelers here at the half, 35-0.
We'll take a break. Back with more At the half, 35-0, Farrell leads Hickory. Your home for high school football, Sports Radio 96.7.
Many investors dream of buying into the market at a low point, but trying to predict market highs and lows is a feat no one has ever fully mastered. Dollar cost averaging involves investing a set amount of money in an investment vehicle at regular intervals for an extended period of time, regardless of the price. To learn more about dollar cost averaging, please call Dave Cashdollar or Tim Cashdollar at 724-458-5233 or stop by the branch office at 115 Erie Street, Grove City, PA 16127.
Did you know that Mancino's Driving School can give you your driver's test? That's right. Mancino's Driving School provides an approved Pennsylvania Department of Education certified driving course as well as behind-the-wheel training. Mancino's Driving School offers one-on-one, on-the-road driving lessons 7 days a week with day and evening hours. They use only certified driving instructors that have undergone extensive background investigation. For details or more information on adult training, go online to mancinosdrivingschool.com.
Are you someone who has a bowl filled with medicine bottles? Discover the safe, secure, and convenient way to take your medications from the Medicine Shop in Hermitage with Script Ease, your meds easy as 1, 2, 3. The Medicine Shop in Hermitage provides you with the industry's best solution to manage your health care and medications. For more information, contact the Medicine Shop in Hermitage today or ask your healthcare provider how to schedule your in-home appointment today and start to live a healthier and happier life. Medicine Shop Pharmacy on East State Street in Hermitage or online at hermitagems.com.
Water. You can ski on it, watch the sun set behind it, bathe in it, swim in it, cook with it, or seek refuge and solace beside it. But the most refreshing water has a very particular label on it.
Herman's Water since 1908. Pure spring water that can be delivered to your office or home for free. Online at hermanswater.com. Herman's Water, when taste matters.
Okay, class. Today, we're discussing what does a roof mean to you?
It means that I don't get rained on when I'm inside.
It means I can play my music loud and the neighbors can't hear it.
It allows my family to safely shelter in place.
It means that we can be protected from outside germs.
It's where we can dance through the quarantine. To me, a roof means a home.
The Penn Ohio Roofing and Siding Group can help keep your family safe now more than ever. Go to pennohiorc.com to start your installation today.
The halftime show is brought to you by Lock, Stock, and Barrel, serving giant subs to the Shenango Valley since 1973.
Mark Slazak back with Bob Greenberg. It is a 35-0 lead for Farrell over Hickory. Mark Slazak and Bob Greenberg. We also have Aaron Byro in the studio. We have Justin Lewis on the Farrell Area School District YouTube page and the Hickory band there in the background as well.
Lock, Stock, and Barrel halftime scoreboard show. And Mark, just from last night, let's talk about some of the games and maybe give a couple thoughts on what happened. Of course, the wildest game of the year, the game of the year in our area, Grove City and Sippy Rock. Grove City coming back to beat Sippy Rock 22-21. This is after Sippy Rock had scored with under a minute to go on a John Sabo incredible catch to take a 1-point lead, or to take a 7-point lead. And then Grove City comes back and scores in the final seconds, eventually goes for 2 to win it, and they convert on a Hunter Holman run, 22-21. 2 weeks in a row, Mark, that we have seen, and this is unprecedented, at least in my career, that we've seen Mercer County teams go for 2 in the final seconds to win football games. Unbelievable.
No doubt. A week ago, Wilmington did it to beat Hickory. And then last night, Grove City with that 2-point conversion on the swinging gate formation. Hunter Holman finds his way into the end zone for the 2. Grove City beats Slippery Rock. We saw last night Sharon with a win over Wilmington. The Tigers looking very good last night. led by O'Neill Coffee Player of the Game, Javier White, with 167 yards rushing to win the game 33-14. They jumped out 21-0 and then never really looked back.
It's still maybe if the game between Grove City and Slippery Rock was the game of the year, the stat of the year was last night. Sharon 0-11 all time playing Wilmington at Wilmington. I mean, that's really unbelievable. And Sharon was motivated, had not played well the week before, and they went in and really sent a message. Wilmington was without Ben Miller, but overall I thought Sharon played a very, very good game. They are kind of been a little bit of a roller coaster ride.
Really.
Some weeks we saw them against Hickory look very good, took it on the chin against Grove City, but came back with a solid win against Wilmington. So Sharon with a big win, getting ready for Sharpsville next week when the Blue Devils come to Tiger Stadium, which will be one of our games of the week.
That was a nice stat. That was not the stat of the night.
Jalen
Wagner's got the stat of the night.
That was the pregame stat of the game.
Okay, there you go.
The postgame stat of the night was Jalen Wagner, of course, 393 yards rushing, 8 touchdowns, as Reynolds beats Maplewood 64-0. Now, I dug up this stat about Reynolds. The 64 points tied the second most a Reynolds team has ever scored in 62 years. They scored 75 once, 64 now for the second time. Now, the question is, the way Reynolds won this game and the way Jalen Wagner got his record, there's been a lot of talk about this, Mark, and I think it's debatable and it deserves discussion. They kept him in the game. They made sure he got the record. The game was over. It was, a Mercer rule at halftime. It was senior night. Jalen Wagner's had a sensational career. He will go down as the leading best rusher in Reynolds history. Josh Small wanted to reward his team, not just Wagner, but his offensive line.
And the seniors, yeah.
And, is it fair? Probably not. Is it the smart thing to do? Well, if Wagner got hurt, it would have been a dumb thing to do. But on the other side, Josh Small's job is to coach his team. And at least from his perspective, he thought it was the right move, even if putting his star player into jeopardy that could have ended his season.
Yep. They got the win, and a big win, and records to go with it on senior night. Other scores?
Also, Eisenhower with a big win. They go to 5-0 at Lakeview, 35-13. Lakeview drops to 3-2. Mercer with a big shutout win last night, 45-0 over Cockerton. The Mustangs over Coach Jeff Lockard have played very well. And maybe not the most dramatic ending of the night, but definitely a very exciting game. The Sharpsville Blue Devils had to come back from a 12-0 deficit to beat Greenville 14-12. Paul Piccarelli's squad, a couple big plays. One to Garen Levis, a big 45-yard touchdown pass from Colin Summers. Give Greenville credit. They came out and was very physical with Sharpsville and tried to kind of beat them up a little bit. And it worked for a long stretch, but the Blue Devils found a way to win, and that's a sign of a great team.
And tonight, the Farrell Steelers, 35-0 here at the half against Hickory. We're back with the numbers from the first half of when we return. Again, Farrell 35, Hickory 0 at the half on your home for high school football sports radio, 96.7.
When you need a business loan, you want a bank that can act fast. Not only do you get great rates and fast answers, you get the financial advice you need to keep your business growing. It's a better way to borrow. Stop by and let's talk. Mercer County State Bank. Community-minded just like you. Member FDIC. Visit us online at mcsbank.com.
The separation of service from employment will often present these options. 1, a rollover. 2, leave in the plan. Or 3, cash out. To explore your options, please call Dave Cashdollar or Tim Cashdollar at 724-458-5233 or stop by the branch office at 115 Erie Street, Grove City, PA 16127. Registered representatives offering securities through Cetera Advisor Networks, LLC, member FINRA SIPC. Dave Cashdollar also offers advisory services through Cetera Advisor Networks, LLC, a registered investment advisor. Cashdollar and Associates, LLC, is not a subsidiary nor controlled by Cetera Advisor Networks.
This past winter, your roof may have found itself under siege from damaging ice, snow, harsh winds, and frozen tree branches all pounding it. Now, the snow is gone, and time to assess whether or not your roof is in need of repair or replacement.
Since 1958, Warner Homes and Improvements in Mercer have made dreams come true with quality remodeling services, superior customer care, and direct from the manufacturer price savings. For a quality roofing job done quickly and professionally, with expert craftsmanship and top materials, you'll be glad you chose Warner Homes and Improvements. Call Warner Homes and Improvements in Mercer today. Quality you can trust. Warner Homes and Improvements have over 50 years of experience working with all types of roofs, and is Owens Corning preferred contractor. Warner's has a 50-year roof warranty, the best of its kind in the business. You can depend on Warner's Homes and Improvements to give you a great quality product. Warner Home and Improvements, South Erie Street, Mercer. Online at warnerconstruction.com.
The Halftime Show is brought to you by Lock, Stock, and Barrel, serving giant subs to the Shenango Valley since 1973.
Back here, Mark Slazak, Bob Greenberg from Farrell's Palica Stadium, Falcone Field, the Pegues Sports Complex at the half, 35-0 Farrell leading Hickory.
Some halftime stats here. Brandon Chambers with 16 carries, 125 yards, a rushing touchdown. He also has 2 receptions for 32 yards and a receiving touchdown. Kylon Wilson has 2 rushes for 3 yards and a running touchdown. Wilson 2 catches for 58 yards and a receiving touchdown. Cabron Smith 2 rushes for 8 yards. Smith was 7 of 10 passing for 104 yards, 2 touchdowns, no interceptions. Also for Farrell, Odom had a catch for 13 yards, and Phillips had a catch for -4 yards. Farrell flagged 5 times for 55 yards. Wade and Norris had sacks. Farrell, 20 rushes, 136 yards on the ground, 140 yards in the air, 30 plays, 240 yards at half for Farrell. Hickory, not much offense at all. Logan Woods, 0 of 5 passing. Logan Woods had 5 carries for 15 yards. And Kennedy had 3 carries for -8 yards. Hickory flagged 4 times for 37 yards. Hickory overall ran just 15 plays for 7 yards of offense here at the half.
Take a break. Back with the third quarter when we return. 35-0 Farrell leads at the half over Hickory on your home for high school football, Sports Radio 96.7.
You? Hello?
Oh, I was waiting for the beep, or the part that tells me what button to press.
Nope, I'm a real person.
Great. I've been leaving messages all day to try and compare prices on my roof.
Well, we can have one of our project managers call you to set up an appointment within an hour and be at your house for an estimate within 24 hours.
Wow, that's service.
Well, that's what we specialize in.
Shell Restoration, the area's #1 roofing, siding, windows, and gutter installer. Call today for a free estimate, 800-663-8103, or look for @Shell Restoration on Facebook.
Water. You can ski on it, watch the sun set behind it, bathe in it, swim in it, cook with it, or seek refuge and solace beside it. But the most refreshing water has a very particular label on it.
Herman's Water since 1908. Pure spring water that can be delivered to your office or home for free. Online at hermanswater.com. Herman's Water, when taste matters.
The third quarter is brought to you by Warner's Homes and Improvements, making dreams come true since 1958.
So get ready to start this third quarter of action. Farrell Steelers lead the Hickory Hornets by a score of 35-0, so that means we will be into that mercy clock as we work our way through this second half of action.
Hickory will get the second half kickoff as they will try to muster up something here. Hickory next week will be at home on Friday night to Slippery Rock.
That'll be their homecoming day.
And it looks like, I had a chat today with Pete Icino, the District 10 chairman, and nothing in stone yet, long way to go. But there's a legitimate chance that Region 3 will only get 3 of the 4 3A teams into the playoffs, which means whoever's last in that region may not get invited. That could change, but if that plays out, that's a definite possibility, which means Hickory with a loss to Sharon Still have Grove City and Slippery Rock coming up, but this would be a big game for Hickory, also a big game for Slippery Rock, as they also lost to Grove City. So winner of that game would have an inside track to make the playoffs. The loser could be in trouble.
Lamont Samuels will kick off for Farrell in the blue jerseys with the gold pants. Hickory all in white, and actually they will let one of the other up men actually kick the ball. Little trickery there. Gibson might have been the one that kicked it, and it's recovered there by the Hornets. A little trickery by Farrell. A little onside kick type maneuver. Samuels, who had kicked off all the rest, and Gibson kicked it. With the Farrell up men there ready to make the play. Hickory up men to make the play, so Hickory will be out on offense with Logan Woods, the quarterback. Sean Kennedy, Keenan Skella, Nash, Parada, Luke Neville will see time at back and wide out. Peyton Lawrence, Ben Walls, Ryan Cox, Gavin Rogers, Ethan Hamley see time up front. Scullin will come to the near side. Parada, the receiver, on the far side. 3 backs in the set, the power pistol here for Logan Woods. Woods will take the snap. Woods will hand right side Trowick. Sweeping right, 45, and dropped it about the 44, at the 49-yard line.
One thing Farrell has not done this year, they've won some big games. They're ranked #1 in the state, scored a lot of points. They have not had a shutout on the defensive side. They've had a bunch of years where they pitched a lot of shutouts, but they've not had one yet this year. They lead here 35-0 at into the third quarter.
Defense for Farrell, Kean Wade, Malachi Owens, Marcel Cheeks, Malachi Green up front. Tajmir Gibson, Zaire Thomas, Marion Norris, Julius Phillips, Braden Chambers, Colin Wilson, Lamont Samuels, the back 7. Here's the snap on second down, and Woods fires to a diving Scullin. He cannot make the play at the 40-yard line, incomplete, and it will be third down and about 7 here for Hickory.
Wasn't a bad passer, just a little bit too low. Scullin had to have scooped that up off the turf. And now third down and 7 for the Hornets.
Look to the sideline for a play call from Coach Dungey. Bell is in there as a defender now. Javon Bell on the Farrell side. Boat right out there as well. 2 backs in the set. Snap to Woods, looks, pump fakes, fires, long right side. It's intercepted. It's picked off by Samuels.
Is there a
flag? Or is he out of bounds?
And we'll find out.
The official never went to mark the ball.
I'm not sure. There's a flag on the field there, Mark.
So since he never marked the ball, we're not going to have an interception. It's going to be a pass interference against Farrell. So I guess that was our. You saw that Samuels had intercepted it, got a toe tap in, but the official immediately ran back down the field in the other direction. And Farrell called for an interference penalty. It may not have been on Samuels because he was beyond the play making the pick.
So the ball moves down to the Farrell 36 now.
First down via the penalty. And
first down today for Hickory by the penalty.
6-yard line again, so looks like no gain.
So it'll be second down and 10 now for the Hornets. Farrell, by the way, will get to do something they may have not done yet next week this year, as they will get to play on a Friday night here at home against Wilmington. Not had any Friday night games here at home.
Second down and 10. Hickory at the Farrell 36. Woods into the backfield, tries to flip it out to Hickory. It's over his head. He gets undercut just as the ball gets there, and officials are going to say incomplete. The ball rolls free. Close to being a backward pass, but officials right away to rule that it was not. And the ball incomplete, third down and 10.
And Farrell and Wilmington renewing their long, well, not really be a long rivalry, but they've had some historic games over the years, dating back to the 80s. Farrell will go in, obviously, as heavy favorites next week.
Tellez and Neville to the right side for Hickory. Snap to Woods on 3rd and 10. Woods looking right, fires, leaping. Catch made by Tellez inside the 20-yard line. And good for a Hickory first down.
Yeah, nice pass. First completion of the game for Hickory. Tellez with a solid catch in traffic. It'll be a pickup of 20 yards on the play.
And into the McCandless Ford Mercer and Meadville red zone. That's the first time Hickory's been there in this football game. Ball marked at the 16-yard line. Again, Tellez and Neville to the right. Kennedy is the back in the set. Hickory slot left outside of him. On the left side is Scullin. Hickory looks to the sideline. Now Woods checks the wristband for the play call. 1st and 10 from the 16-yard line. Snap to Woods. Looking right, giving ground. Now rolling right with a flag behind him. Pass incomplete, intended for Kennedy. He could not bring that ball in at the 15-yard line, and we'll see what this penalty is.
It's going to be holding against Hickory. Malachi Owens with the heavy pressure that time, forcing Woods out of the pocket. But there's a hold, and they will definitely take the flag. Get the 5th flag on Hickory in this game.
Marked from the 22. And move it back to the 32-yard line. Hickory would need to get to about the 7 here, 6 or 7 for a first down.
Mercy clock continues to wind. We're down to 6:13 to go in this 3rd quarter.
But you would need the 6-yard line for a first down. Now all the way back with the ball on the 22. First down from here. Actually, the 32.
We're just talking about, we were talking about Farrell at halftime, and this would have to dig back into it. When was the last time they went 5 for 5 on extra points in the first half?
Never. Here's Woods, firing left side, intended for Scullin. It is juggled and incomplete at the goal line.
Oh, my.
Scullin was battling back there.
Is that Juju Phillips?
You had, back there you had Wilson. Who else was there? Is that Tom? No, it was Juju Phillips. Yeah. Good call on that one. 0.
Boy, Scullin had his hands on it, but it was good coverage as well.
Yeah, I think it may have been tipped before it got into the hands of Scullin, which caused him to juggle, not able to make the catch.
So you were saying never, as in you think Farrell's never made 5 extra points?
5 extra points consecutive, 5 for 5
in the first half.
In the first half of action.
I'll have to ask Lou Falcone about that.
Lou Falcone is definitely going to be a no. Here's a handoff up the middle. Good gain there for the Hornets that time, as it was Neville. I'm sorry, not Neville, but Trawick powering up the middle for yardage down inside the 20, down to the 17.
15-yard run. That is Hickory's best play on offense here tonight. And it's still 3rd down and about 11 here. They need to get to the 6.
New Falcone, he didn't even want to worry too much about having a kicker on the roster, let alone giving any kicker 5 chances in the first half. Lou back on the staff. He's on the sideline down there probably. You can go down and ask him now. I'll cover up here. You go ask him. And a timeout going to be taken by Hickory with 4 minutes and 12 seconds to go in the 3rd. We'll take that timeout as well. Hickory 35, Farrell 35, Hickory nothing. Back with more in a moment. You're home for high school football sports radio 96.7.
This past winter, your roof may have found itself under siege from damaging ice, snow, harsh winds, and frozen tree branches all pounding it. Now, the snow is gone, and time to assess whether or not your roof is in need of repair or replacement.
Since 1958, Warner Homes and Improvements in Mercer have made dreams come true with quality remodeling services, superior customer care, and direct from the manufacturer price savings. For a quality roofing job done quickly and professionally, with expert craftsmanship and top materials, you'll be glad you chose Warner Homes and Improvements. Call Warner Homes and Improvements in Mercer today. Quality you can trust. Warner Homes and Improvements have over 50 years of experience working with all types of roofs, and as Owens Corning preferred contractor, Warner's has a 50-year roof warranty, the best of its kind in the business. You can depend on Warner's Homes and Improvements to give you a great quality product. Warner Home and Improvements, South Erie Street, Mercer. Online at warnerconstruction.com.
The 3rd quarter is brought to you by Warner's Homes and Improvements, making dreams come true.
Woods firing, end zone off the hands of Hickory and incomplete on what was third down from the 17-yard line, trying to get in the back of the end zone. There was a defender there. And Phillips might have got a fingertip on it, and then Hickory had a shot at it, and it ricocheted off his hands, incomplete.
Now it's fourth down for Hickory. They're going to go for a field goal here.
They're going to try to get on the board here with a field goal from Jones. Jones will spot the ball at the 24. Be a 34-yard attempt. Krivosh is the holder. Kick from the right hash mark for Jones, trying to make his first field goal of the year. Snap is back, gets his foot into it. It is long enough, and it is no good as it sneaks wide left. So a missed 34-yard field goal by the Hornets.
Yeah, it was a great kick. We just not straight enough. So Hickory trying to get that goose egg off the scoreboard does not work. So Farrell will take over with 3 minutes to go here in this third quarter, leading 35-0. We'll get the ball at the 20.
Any kick in high school that reaches the end zone brings you back out to the 20-yard line. It doesn't matter where you kicked from. So Farrell back at it on offense. Caron Smith, the quarterback, Gibson and Chambers in the backfield. Boatwright, the H-back. Takes the snap, hand to Chambers, left side 20, and out to about the 24-yard line. Other Farrell offensive players, Lamont Samuels, Kylon Wilson at wideout, Julius Phillips and Danny Odom at wideout, Anthony Jackson, Marcel Cheeks, Brian Phillips, Malachi Green, Malachi Shepard along the offensive line.
I really like what I'm seeing tonight out of Farrell for a lot of reasons. I mean, what I mean is I like Chambers getting a lot more work at running back. Farrell's going to need him and need his running game if they're going to make a run this year in the playoffs when the weather gets cold.
Kanye Matthews will come in as a wideout here to the right side. 5 wides in the empty set for Smith. Motion man Wilson, jet sweep pitch to Wilson, going the wrong way. Now comes back up the field, makes one man miss, gets to about the 25 before he's spun down. And all said and done on that pass, maybe just good for about a yard.
And that will be it. Nice to see Bryce Butler here today. Also Gary Satterwhite III. Gary playing for Duquesne. And Bryce, of course, playing for Westminster. Gary had recently a better trip than Bryce as Duquesne played in Hawaii.
Well, Bryce has the weekend off. Westminster's off this week, so not traveling, but enjoying. To the right side is Matthews, out wide right. 3 receivers to the left side. 3rd down and 8 here for Farrell. Smith on a draw will give to Chambers. Makes a move at the 35 and dives out to, make the 25, I should say, and dives out to the 32. And what do we got? Not even to the 32, to the 27. And a lot of...
Tellez getting up slow, but he's going to be okay. And it'll be 4th down now at the 27-yard line for Farrell. And will they punt it away here as the clock continues to wind?
Looks like they're going to run the punt. They will run the punt team out there. So the officials blowing the whistles. I thought maybe there was a flag out there so they could get Tellez checked out quickly, and he makes his way off. And Samuels is in position to punt it away.
Second punt of the night for Farrell.
It's at the 14-yard line. Scullin is the return man for Hickory. Snap is back. Samuels punt, angling here to the near side and out of bounds. And we'll see where the officials will mark that when they line it up, as the ball ends up in the Farrell bench area. And the clock going to run out. The third quarter is going to end. They're going to spot the ball right at the 50-yard line. At the end of 3, it is Farrell 35. It is Hickory nothing. And we are back with more in a moment on your home for high school football sports radio 96.7.
Hermitage Education Association is a proud sponsor of Hickory High School and the Hermitage School District. The Hermitage Education Association is made up of expert teachers who gladly support academics, the arts, and athletics. From the stands to the stage, from the classroom to the fields, from the auditorium to the courts, we support your efforts. The Hermitage Education Association is proud of what you do and proud to be part of the Hermitage School District. We are the Hermitage Education Association, aware, involved, and proud.
My car does more than take me from here to there, and I expect my insurance to do more too. That's why I chose my agent and Erie Insurance. They offer first accident forgiveness and the service I deserve at a price I can afford.
Your Erie agent in Hermitage is Reinhardt's Insurance. Get a quote at 724-342-2291.
Erie Insurance services are provided by one or more of the following insurers: Erie Insurance Company, Erie Insurance Property and Casualty Company, or Flagship City Insurance Company, home offices Erie, Pennsylvania, or Erie Insurance Company of New York, home offices Rochester, New York. An equal opportunity insurer.
The fourth quarter is brought to you by Shell Restoration, the area's #1 roofing, siding, windows, and gutter installer.
Mark Slazak, Bob Greenberg back with you. 35-0. Farrell leads Hickory as we start this fourth quarter. Hickory football at the 50-yard line. And the handoff goes to Trawick, left side. And Damar will work his way to the 47-yard line. You like to, get my attention during games while we're on. You'll reach over and you'll smack me in the arm. Yesterday, flu shot in the right arm, COVID shot in the left arm. So no more whacking me in the arms because both sides hurt.
Congratulations. Bad timing.
Here's a run for Hickory this time. And Trawick with good yardage over the left side. And down to the 32-yard line, a flag flies.
And it'll be a 15-yard run for Trawick.
And the flag is just a sideline warning here on Farrell, so don't worry about the flag.
Looking at Farrell's schedule, by the way, we mentioned they play Wilmington next week. In 2 weeks, they go to Sharpsville. Then in 3 weeks, they go to Sharon.
Woods, handoff, Trawick again left side, and that time bottled up at the line of scrimmage and pushed back.
Had not confirmed yet, but I believe I'd heard that the Farrell at Sharpsville game on the 7th will be actually played at Middlesex. That's the traditional one game a year at Middlesex. So that's not confirmed yet. And, of course, Farrell Sharon at Sharon, the Steel Bowl back, will be a special night.
Used to lead off the season.
Yes.
The old Steel Bowl.
Lead off or end it. It was always one or the other. But it then went to a while. It was neither. It was
just gone.
It was gone, yeah. But now
in the closet. The bowl was just sat in the closet.
It back because of this region.
Second down and 11. Hickory moving left to right. And a little jet sweep pitch. A little pass to Scullin. Breaks one tackle, not another. And works his way down to about the 32-yard line of Farrell. Should just be a gain of about a yard.
Flag, face mask against Farrell.
So that'll add 15.
That will be 7th flag on Farrell. So the ball we moved where? Inside the McCandless, Ford, Mercer, and Meadville red zone to the 17 now.
17-yard line.
1st and 10 for Hickory.
Neville to the right side. Two receivers to the left. Trawick the back in the set to the right of Woods. Hand to Trawick. Again over a left tackle. And again, this time looks like he's going to be bottled up right at the line of scrimmage for no gain.
McClinton, Rondell McClinton Jr. with the tackle. And as you said, back to the line of scrimmage.
Yeah, no gain, 2nd and 10. Kennedy comes back in as the back in the set. Hickory be a slot right, Neville outside of him. 4 wides in the set now.
Clock down to under 9 minutes to go here in this game. Farrell leads 35-0.
From the Farrell 17, back to pass. Woods fires end zone. Juggled and almost intercepted by Phillips. Had a chance and dropped it.
Another flag as well, Mark. It's going to be against Hickory for holding. So I think Hickory will, I assume Farrell will take this flag. Of course they would. It'll be 3rd and 20 now. Did you have a chance to watch the historic night last night for Albert Pujols?
I did.
Yes.
I did get a chance to see a replay of 699, and then I flipped on Major League Network as the Guardians seemed to have their game in hand. So flipped it over and watched the at-bat and got to see the home run.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. 4th time ever.
700 home runs. Here's a handoff. This one to Kennedy. He's going to be hit in the backfield and dropped for a loss on the play, losing about 2 on the run.
I think Professor Briggs taking a shot at me said it's an amazing moment because Bob has seen all 4 of the 700 home run hitters, which, of course, Babe Ruth was before my time.
Hank Aaron.
Yes, I
Barry
saw.
Bonds.
I saw.
You just didn't see Babe Ruth.
No.
Where were you?
Maybe my grandfather, and maybe I don't know if my father was even alive then. 3rd down now and long for Hickory at the 32 of Farrell.
2 receivers left, 2 to the right, snap back to Woods, rolling right, being pressured, gets away, more pressure, fires it deep, end zone, and is he inbounds? If so, it's an interception. The official comes down the field and says it is at the 1-yard line. Javon Bell, the senior, comes across the field and makes the interception, taps a toe down at the 1-yard line. It's Farrell ball.
What a catch, Mark. We're looking at the replay. Spectacular catch by Bell.
Javon Bell. He's had a big hit, knocked the ball away on senior night.
Marion Norris.
INT.
Marion Norris there with the big hit on Logan Woods at the end of that play. So Farrell will get the ball back. Clock is running. 6:20 to go here in the game. We'll be at their own 1-yard line. This could be the final drive of the game. Reminder, we have the post-game show here from Farrell. O'Neill Coffee player of the game. Lock, stock, and barrel play of the game. Final scoring and some comments from Coach Geese.
And the snap to Smith. He'll take it right up the middle as he gets some room from the 1-yard line out to about the 5. Do we have a flag? We do. Flag at the 10.
And they'll move the ball. It's actually about the 8, it looks like.
Personal foul face mask against Hickory, so that'll give some room.
And that is flag number 7 against the Hornets. Farrell's had 7 flags. Farrell for 85 yards, Hickory for 72 yards. And the clock continues to wind here as Farrell is on their way to a 4-1 start. And they're looking for their first shutout of the 2022 season.
So move the ball out to the 23-yard line. Clock runs 4:59 to go. 35-0, the edge for Farrell. Chambers in the backfield with Gibson. Smith back to pass. Rolls left, rolls right, and now gets hit, knocked down, sacked back at the 19-yard line.
Was that Stan Kennedy, or not Stan, Sean Kennedy? Hickory would probably like to have Stan Kennedy out there.
Yeah.
But it definitely will be a sack, be a loss of 3.
That was Sean Kennedy who got the hit to knock him down, back at the 19-yard line. Senior United Farrell. Wilson wide right. Samuels wide left. H-back left is Boatwright, Gibson, and Chambers beside Smith in the shotgun. On 2nd down, handoff Chambers up the middle. Chambers crosses the 25 and then bottled up at the 26-yard line, pushed back.
About 6 yards here for Chambers. So I was coming up to the box here tonight, Mark, after my interviews.
Yeah.
And a longtime Farrell fan that I know said, "Hey, Bob, you're getting gray." And I said, "Guess what? So are you." I mean, I look in the mirror every day. I know I'm getting gray.
What do you mean getting gray? You've been that way at least this entire football
season. I know I have, but that's the first fan that called me out on it.
That's the first one?
Yes.
All right. Do you want more people to do it? Or?
No.
Okay.
I don't care.
He doesn't care. Let him know. 3 receivers right, 1 to the left. Maybe a compliment on the gray hair would be better than just announcing you're getting gray. Here's Smith, going to float it out. Right side, the pass dropped. Wow. Intended for Danny Odom, and Odom had some room to run. Probably would have had a first down. Instead, it's going to be 4th down at about 7 here, and the punt team is coming
Yeah,
out.
that would have been a first down and then some, and I'm sure Danny Odom will be thinking about that through the weekend. And potentially Farrell could have maybe ran this clock out if they convert that first down, but now it looks like they're going to punt and give Hickory one more chance to try to score.
2:42 on the clock, it runs. So Samuels will be back to punt.
Looks like it. Oh, yeah, he is.
He's going to run. He's going to run to the 30, the 35, the 40. There's nobody on that side. He's got a first down. There's a flag. We might have a formation issue, but we'll see. But it looked like it was going to be a little rugby-style punt for Samuels, and then there was nobody on that right side, so he ran it for about 20 yards, ran out of bounds, got a first down, and we'll see what the officials say.
It is a formation issue on Farrell.
Procedure, the call.
I wasn't buying they were going to punt there. I was hesitating when I said they're back to punt. I didn't think they would.
Well, you had it. They were in punt formation with the punter back there, but Samuels found a lane to the right.
And we're down to 2 minutes to go here in the game.
And Samuels now stands inside the 10. And we'll see what he does this time. 2 returners back for Hickory. He will punt it. A kick. Gets off the pads of Krevosh into the air. He grabs it, now runs it forward inside the 50 to the 45. It hit off the pads of Krevosh, went high in the air, but in front of him, and able to grab it on the run and get return yardage to the 45.
Much I've ever seen that before. Off the shoulder pad.
And forward.
And
you go get it and keep running.
That is rare.
One hit the shoulder pad of Gunner a week ago, didn't it? Just didn't go quite that way.
No, hit his face mask.
Face mask. Oh.
Thanks for bringing that up.
Yeah, I'm just saying because you never saw it. I'm like, I saw that. So the ball's on the 44. The sticks on the 45. So we'll call it 1st and 9. Moving left to right. Clock runs 57 seconds to go. Woods will hand off. Trowick hitting a hole. Bounces off a man. Gets a couple of yards. Braylon Harrison was there to put a hit on him. And we got a player down.
And so there is an injury on the field.
Trowick with the cramp. We'll take a timeout. Time out of the action. We'll take timeout as well. 35-0. Farrell leads Hickory. More in a moment on your home for high school football sports radio 96.7.
3 tropical flavors inspired by the Hawaiian coconut tree Niu. Niu at select grocery stores, restaurants, or at niubytalls.com.
It's always summer with Niu.
Thanks for coming in. How can we help you?
I'm just having a hard time. I don't know what you can do. No one understands.
Just coming here was a great step. Now that you're here, let's figure out what your next step will be. We'll work on it together.
Community Counseling Center of Mercer County offers care for adults, children, and families. Our mission is to help individuals and families live healthy and fulfilling lives. Community Counseling Center of Mercer County, 724-981-7141 or cccmer.org.
The fourth quarter is brought to you by Shell Restoration, the area's #1 roofing, siding, windows, and gutter installer.
Mark Slazak, Bob Greenberg back with you. 35-0, the score here. And we're just down to the last 40 seconds of this one. And Trowick is the player down. Looks like they're working on a cramp, so at least that's a hopeful sign that it's not anything more serious than that.
Yeah, I'm looking at that's what it looks like. But for Hickory's sake and Trowick's sake, let's hope it's just a cramp, as it's already been a rough night for the Hornets. They're going to lose their 3rd game in a row And then they're going to have to get ready for what could be a must-win next week against Slippery Rock at home.
All right, you mentioned earlier, and let's go back to that, that looked like there would be 3 of the 4 AAA teams. Why only that? Give me the rest of this bracket here.
There are AAA teams in 3 different regions, so there's no traditional 4-4 as we might have had in the past. So it looks like it could be a 3-3 and a 2, as in 3 come from the
2. Okay.
3 comes from one region, 3 from another, and 2 from another. So that could change, though. Things could unravel for teams. Records could change, so it's not in stone yet. But at least if it was today, looks like that's what would happen.
So Trawick is up. Trying to stretch a little bit as he attempts to make his way off the field, and he doesn't really want to walk on that leg at all. So he is taking very small steps as he makes his way just now finally off the logo and across the field far side. And once they'll blow it ready, clock will run, 40 seconds to go in this game. Neville, Krivosh to the right side, Scullin and Parada to the far side. Woods the quarterback. Acree's behind him. 2nd down and 7 from the Farrell 43-yard line. Hand to Acree. Makes one man miss. He's inside the 40. He's down to the 38-yard line. It'll be 3rd down and 3 for Hickory. Clock down to 23.
Farrell tonight, 257 yards of total offense. Hickory right now with just 67 total yards. So we're down to 15 seconds. And is that going to be it?
Hickory, it doesn't look like they're going to run another play as they start to meet at the 50-yard line far side to line up, and that'll do it. Final score in this one on their senior night. It is a Farrell Steeler 35-0 win over Hickory. We'll take a break, and we are back with postgame when we return. Again, final score, Farrell 35, Hickory 0. Your home for high school football sports radio, 96.7. We'll have to pull that down.
Now, the snow is gone, and time to assess whether or not your roof is in need of repair or replacement.
Since 1958, Warner Homes and Improvements in Mercer have made with quality remodeling services, superior customer care, and direct from
Check. Testing 1 2. Testing 1 2.